presented by Swinford Media Group. Get ready for a WFCN Game of the Week, powered by our incredible sponsors: Watermark Auto Group, John A. Logan College, Black Diamond Harley-Davidson, Moreland Bishop McDonald's, Deaconess Illinois Medical Center, Chick-fil-A, coming soon to Marion, Anderson's Furniture and Mattress, the Illinois Army National Guard, Legion's Bank, Kemper's CPA Group, the City of Heron, the City of Cesar, Banterra Bank, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the Bank of Heron, State Farm Kenya Garner, SIU Credit Union, Southern Trust Bank, the Print Shop at Pieces of Learning, First Southern Bank, Anderson Boys Trash Service, State Bank of Whittington, Urology Institute,
Hello and welcome to the WFCN Southern Illinois High School Football Game of the Week. Today, the stakes couldn't be higher as the winner punches their ticket to the IHSA Class 2A Championship. We are live from the Johnston City Athletic Complex here in Johnston City, where the top-seeded Johnston City Indians host the number 2 Maroa-Forsyth Trojans in this highly anticipated semifinal showdown. This is Johnston City's 4th consecutive home playoff game, a rarity in high school football, and the Indians have taken full advantage of their home field advantage so far.
Yeah, Aaron, great to be back. Semifinal doesn't get any better than this. The winner's playing for the 2A championship up in Normal. Johnston City had high expectations. Well, they've met them and exceeded them to this point. The one loss against a really good 4A school in Dixon. You know, they got defeated last week, but they were another deep playoff team. And Coach Todd Thomas, they talked about how much that game meant in terms of, what they needed, in an atmosphere to get to a playoff. And that was a playoff-like atmosphere. It's really benefited them. They've been great on both sides of the football. Before that, and even better since then.
Yeah, and their opponent today, the Maroa-Forsyth Trojans, are no strangers to success either. They enter this game with an identical 11-1 record and have consistently put up big numbers this season. The Trojans are led by quarterback Ryan Shepard, who has thrown for over 3,000 yards and 42 touchdowns, making him one of the most dynamic football players in all of the Illinois Class 2A.
Aaron, it's two totally different offenses that these teams showcase. And Johnston City's going to rely on their run game. They got a couple of 1,000-yard rushers. Chase Weaver and Nolan Causey playing matchup against each other, who can lead each other. It's been Causey for most of the season leading in rushing yards.
Yeah.
Weaver jumped him after the big performance last week. They're both a little over 1,000 yards, a combined 25 touchdowns on the ground. We'll see how the defense of Maroa matches up against that always dangerous Johnston City running game.
Yeah, and Jace Weaver, I mean, he has really come through so far in this postseason, and really as Johnston City goes on and on, a lot of people pinning the name now Dreamweaver for Jace Weaver. That is exactly what he is, and he is one of those key component players in leading Johnston City here in the postseason. Now, last night I also got the chance to visit the Johnston City Indians pep rally and bonfire. Local residents were all out last night enjoying that on Broadway. Here's some video we had of that pep rally last night. Despite the cold, they all came out to support the Indians. That event included a pep rally, a bonfire, along with a special video from local businesses and leaders from all across the region wishing the team good luck and best of wishes here as they take on Maroa in the semifinals. As we've mentioned, this is Johnston City's fourth home playoff game, and with a win today, they advance to play in normal for the IHSA Class 2A state championship at the Illinois State University. So a big game here for the Indians as well as Maroa here this afternoon. Coming up after this break, we'll break down the key stats for both teams, highlight offensive leaders, and hear directly from Coach Todd Thomas about what he expects from today's matchup. Stay tuned. It's all coming up next on the WFCN Game of the Week playoff edition right here from the Johnston City Athletic Complex.
The teachers are really good, they're understanding.
All of our faculty here teach from experience.
I love it. It's so hands-on.
They want to see us succeed.
There's so many options, so many things they can choose from.
I wasn't just another statistic out there.
My advisors and my professors have been very helpful.
I've felt completely at home from the first day.
Everyone has been so welcoming and helpful and encouraging. It's made it really easy. So I would for sure recommend John A.
It's a place to work hard, to learn, and to grow. It's a place to relieve stress and unwind. It's a place to have fun and enjoy time together. It's a place to be in your own space, to work out alongside friends, or to be part of a bigger community.
The Hub is the place where you belong.
Visit thehubmarion.com for more info.
Fall is the best time to get a new roof. It's not cold and wet like winter, and it's not hot and wet like summer. And you know what that means. It's time to call Integrity Roofing to make sure your roof is ready for another long winter. Right now at Integrity Roofing, you can get a new roof for as low as $99 per month. For confidence and peace of mind, call Integrity the first time.
Hi, I'm Tyler Young with the Print Shop here in Marion. We're on the square. We just got done doing some perforated vinyl here at Swinford Publications. So this is the vinyl that you can see out, but people can't see in, and it gives a nice little look and feel to a number of different kinds of businesses. So come see us at the Print Shop. We're at 1112 North Carbon, next to AutoZone behind Hardee's.
Hi Wildcat fans, I'm Brad Poole, president of the Watermark Auto Group. I invite you to come experience the fastest, friendliest, and fairest car buying in our little corner of the world. Our friendly sales representatives will provide you in writing with our best price, trade value, monthly payments, all within minutes of your request. No pressure, no hurdles, no tricks, and no surprises. Experience the Watermark difference for yourself at Watermark Ford Hyundai or Watermark Nissan of Marion. Fast, friendly, fair. That's Watermark.
Welcome back to the Moreland Bishop McDonald's pregame show. It's the WFCN Game of the Week playoff edition here in Johnston City. We are just minutes away from kickoff in what promises to be an unforgettable semifinal clash between the Indians and the Trojans. I'm Aaron Price, joined alongside Garrett Smith.
Aaron, Johnston City's defense has been phenomenal these first 3 weeks, and of the postseason, just giving up 19 points. They shut down Warrensburg Latham, beat up Pana, beat Redbud after a slow start. But man, they've just been dominant in every facet of the game. Pana only scoring 13 last week. The defense was really stout. Really good showing. And Johnston City looks to keep it going. It'll be tough. Better quarterback, better offense they're facing today. But if the defense is firing on all cylinders, I think they're up to the challenge.
And we saw them, obviously, we've seen them several weeks in a row now, the Indians, and we saw them last week here against Warrensburg. We want you real quickly, Garrett, just kind of run through how that game went here at the Johnston City Athletic Complex.
Yeah, last week, played Pana last week.
For Pana, yes.
28-13
Warrensburg is
victory.
for that.
Yeah, Warrensburg was a game where Johnston City got the lead early. Just didn't really have to do a whole lot. Last week was a little different. It was a game of, a seesaw of momentum. And Johnston City had it all first. They scored the first couple touchdowns. Then Pana, if you remember, they scored a couple, and it looked like they were going to get the ball back and actually have a good shot to take the lead. But Johnston City on a 4th and short, it was the man, Jace Weaver, the Dream Weaver, on a big 4th down touchdown run that kind of sealed it shut and knocked Pana's dreams out of reach. But a really good showing against some adversity there. Everyone could kind of sense it. The fans over on Pana's side was getting real loud. Johnston City's sideline was a little bit anxious, and they didn't really know what to do. But it was a situation where Johnston City took advantage of the moment. Big-time players make big-time plays. Jace Weaver did that.
And this is a team they're seeing today in Maroa-Forsyth that really has been very a team that really the Indians they've seen in the past. But today, Maroa, they have no mutual opponents this season. The Johnston City Indians and Maroa have really been, they've met before, as we'll see in an interview here in just a second from head coach Todd Thomas. But, this has been a team that they really have not been able to see much, and they've really just been able to see what they're able to see by watching film. So that's kind of what you got to do when it comes to the playoffs, especially when you're playing experienced teams like Maroa. So once again, we heard earlier today before we got set up here from Johnston City head coach Todd Thomas, and here's what he had to say. All right, we're here for the semifinals at home. Johnston City taking on Maroa. Coach Thomas, it's been a long season to get to this point. I guess, first of all, just kind of talk about your team this season and how you guys have gotten to this point here in the IHSA semifinals.
Well, it started back, in the winter when we started in the weight room in January formally. And then we worked hard through the summer, and then when practice started in July, the kids really embraced what we were doing again this year. Worked hard, and we take it week by week. It's been nothing magical, nothing special. We've got some breaks along the way. We're able to stay healthy, got good draws in the playoffs, and we're here, and it's the first time we've hosted a semifinal at home.
We talked briefly with you after last week's game. I'll talk a little bit more in detail about that game now. What did you guys do well in that game? What did you guys maybe want to work on or improve on after seeing your performance last week?
Well, what we didn't do well is have a bunch of penalties, and that's going to have to end today. We stress that. We stress all the time being disciplined. It's been kind of uncharacteristic of us the last 3, 4, maybe 5 games to have as many penalties as we had. So that'll have to be shored up. But I was impressed with our ability to stop drives, come up with some big plays. And that's what you need to win football games, especially this time of year.
Yeah. Big opponent like Maroa. This is an opponent that, to my knowledge, you guys have never played before, and you also have no mutual opponents this season. So it's kind of a team that you just have to see on film, right? Yeah. So what are you guys seeing from this team?
Well, we played them twice in the past. My last year before I left and went to Pinckneyville, we played them in 08. And we went up there and we got beat then. I think they played them in 16. So they're a 2A perennial powerhouse, and they're very dynamic offensively, always have been. For the last 20 years. So they're a formidable opponent. Hopefully we can keep the ball away from them and drive the ball, eat up some clock, and limit big plays on their part offensively. 2 big players for you guys in last week's game, obviously, as always, Jace Weaver, Nolan Causey. If they both have a good game today, are you pretty hopeful in your chances in today's game? Yeah, everybody's gonna have to have a big game today. Not only those 2, but everybody else. We're gonna have to block. We're gonna have to run hard. We have to finish drives. We're gonna have to get tough yards.
All right, once again, that was Johnston City Indians head coach Todd Thomas talking a lot about what he's expecting to see in his team. And Coach Thomas is no stranger to playoff football. He's led the Indians to the semifinals before, and here they are again. And we're getting ready to right now see the coin toss on the field. We'll go ahead and see what the result of that is. Tossing the coin right now out there in midfield. Special thanks, obviously, as well to our staff behind the scenes. There on the right, you see out there our photographer, Tony Kendrick, getting some good shots for us this afternoon.
And if I can, real quick, thanks to Johnston City for the month. It feels like that we've been over here these past 4 weekends or 3. Yeah, 4, right?
Right. Yeah.
Or 3. Last 3. We were here the past
3. Yeah, 3.
Had
At
one
least
early
3.
in the year.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
They've taken care of us, and it's a nice facility. So
yeah,
I just wanted to shout them out real quick.
Absolutely. All right. As we wait the result of the coin toss, let's go ahead and take a look at our Watermark Auto Group keys to the game. All right, Garrett, what are some of the keys to the game that we're watching here this afternoon?
I had no inkling with what you and Coach Thomas talked about. And I'm going to go right off what he said. This is a real good opportunity. Johnston City, everyone just do your individual job.
Right.
And it's easier said than done. But focus on, your task at hand. Control what you can control. Trust your teammates. Rely on them to do their job. Everyone do your job, and you'll be playing for a state title. I had no idea that's what you guys talked about. I was thinking of something off the cuff real quick.
Yeah. And you mentioned Johnston City coming through for us. They just were setting up a table for us here in the middle of his interview. But, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Coach Thomas, he knows what he's doing. He's probably one of, if not the most experienced playoff football coaches here in Southern Illinois.
And I said it last week. It feels like the further you get, the more you dumb down the goals.
Right.
It's funny, but it seems like it's that way. You really take out the X's and O's. There's enough film on both of these teams. Both sides know what they're going to do.
Right.
Johnston City likes to run. Maroa, really good passing numbers, but they're able to run.
Right.
Both teams score points, and they don't give up points. You know what they're going to do. It's who's going to execute. Both teams are so evenly matched. If these games, if they played 100 times, it'd probably be 50-50 on the wins. That's how even they are.
Yeah.
But the great part is there's just one game, and whoever executes is going to be going to play for a state championship.
This is the only game that matters, and both teams won it, and they won it bad, and we'll have that game coming up here in just about 15 minutes from kickoff as the Moreland Bishop McDonald's pregame show continues here from the Johnston City Athletic Complex. We'll be right back after this break.
Want to know one of the best ways to show your Saluki pride? I'm Luke Martin, voice of the SIU Salukis and proud owner of a Banterra Saluki Visa debit card. Being able to use a Saluki branded debit card with no fees at more than 55,000 ATMs and special Saluki offers is a perk. Knowing that my transactions go towards supporting SIU is a win. Plus, Banterra is the bank that you want as a partner. Stop by a Banterra branch for details. Banterra is a proud supporter of regional athletics. Member FDIC.
Contact Kenya Garner for an auto quote today.
You're back. The coaches at Crown Brew getting coffee.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard gives me a lot of opportunities. I have the ability to serve close to home, wherever that may be in the volunteer state. It also provides tuition benefits, making it possible to get the education I've always wanted. And since my service is part-time, I can pursue my dream job in the career field I choose. With part-time service in the Army National Guard, I really can have it all.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Since 1999, Clark Natural Stone is a family-owned business that strives to not only offer you the best selection of rock and mulch in the country, but also provide you with the best service. Clark Natural Stone Slinger Truck is a great option when you need rock, sand, or gravel placed in an area not easily accessible to a conventional dump bed. To schedule your delivery or to ask any questions, call 618-997-3889 or visit our website, clarknaturalstone.com.
Hey, this is Michael Anderson, owner of Anderson Boys Trash Service. We are locally owned and operated. We are reliable and affordable. weekly trash service. I look forward to hearing from you soon. I appreciate you, and my family appreciate the business. 618-925-1215, or you can check us out on Facebook at Anderson Boys Trash Service.
Black Diamond Harley-Davidson presents Why I Ride.
Hi, I'm Les Ingram, and this is Why I Ride. I taught special education for 28 years. I haven't drank in 34 years. I needed something to relieve the stress, and the bike does it wonderfully. I've been riding 34 years. I currently have, through the Harley Owners Group, Ride 365, I have 649,607 miles. As a matter of fact, I don't want to go anywhere unless I'm traveling on the Harley.
We welcome you back to playoff football here on the WFCN Game of the Week. I'm Aaron Price, joined alongside Garrett Smith. We are here at the Johnston City Athletic Complex, and they just finished up the national anthem. We're just about a little over 12 minutes away from kickoff here in Johnston City. They're doing the school colors right now on the field. We would like to thank you for joining us and remind you that once the game starts, this is due to IHSA and FHS restrictions, an audio-only broadcast, but we will still bring you some sideline replays on this video broadcast as well, and of course a full recap of the game following the final result. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the Johnston City Indians while we're waiting for the game to start and recap just how big of a season it has been for them. They've been playing football since August, and man, they've been a brilliant team all summer and fall long. They started their season with a shutout victory over CZR in Week 1, another shutout over Edwards County in Week 2, and then in the monsoon, El Dorado forfeited in Week 3, leading to a 14-0 victory for the Indians. In week number 4, Johnson City took on Fairfield. They took control of that game and won 44-26. And then the Indians welcomed Flora to town. That was in week 5, and they defeated them 50-14, making them 5-0. In week 6, they visited Hamilton County, 42-16. They won that game, 6-0 on the season. And then week 7 is the only loss they have this season. They were originally supposed to play Vienna Goreville, but they were unable to play that game. And instead of taking a forfeit win, they wanted to seek another opponent in the 4A Dixon Dukes. The Indians were still in halfway through the third quarter in that game, but Dixon took control and ended their record. Dixon won that game 40-14. That made them 6-1 on the season. Week 8, we had that game for you here on the WFCN Game of the Week. Assessor Valier was undefeated on the season in the big Black Diamond Conference matchup against the Indians at home. They won that 50-30, but 2 late touchdowns by Assessor made it seem a little bit closer than that game was. In Week 9, the Indians hosted Carmi-White County Bulldogs to win the Black Diamond Conference. They ended up winning that game 28-6 and ended their regular season 8-1. Garrett, if you want to talk a little bit about where the playoffs have taken the Indians.
Yeah, we've had a front row seat for a couple of them, but it started in Week 1 against Redbud. We weren't here. Slow start right here at this field.
Mm-hmm.
No score after 1. Johnson City's offense got rocking and rolling, 46-13 victory. Then they win round 2. We were over here for the coverage, 24-6 over Warrensburg-Latham. Last week, they beat Pana, 28-13. All 3 home games. Frankfort, pretty smooth sailing second halves for Johnson City. So we'll see, how they settle. Second half they've been a better team than their opponents, and if they're in the lead at the half, they have to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I would.
I think I just called them Frankfort too, so I'm used to calling Frankfort games so much, but
that's all right.
If I do that, I apologize.
Yes. Also, let's talk a little bit about. We've already mentioned a few of their names in the pregame show, but some of the players that we've got to watch from both sides, from both teams in today's game.
Okay, real quick, people that watch our streams and listen in, they know about a lot of these Johnson City guys, especially if they've been paying attention here recently. Caden Koenig, underrated guy, not a whole lot of pretty stats. He's not a guy that's going to get a bunch of yards, but he's the leader on the offense as being the quarterback. Let's keep an eye on him. He can run it. He can throw it if he has to. Running the football, we talked about Weaver and Causey, both 1,000-yard rushers. Lightson is an underrated rusher. Trey Johnson, Evan Sanders, those guys run the ball too. Those are the power guys that they put out there when they need a yard or two right there, maybe 4th and short, 3rd and short. Those are guys they can go to. Flip the script, look on the other side. Ryan Shepard, you brought him up, over 3,000 passing yards, 42 throws for touchdowns through the air. Receiving, they got Zach Smith over 1,000 yards with 12 touchdowns. Grant Smith with 870 yards and 18 touchdowns. So he's their big red zone target. Not as many yards, but if they're down by the goal, they're going to try to target Grant Smith. Mitch Williams, he's over 800 yards with 10 receiving touchdowns. Then they got a leading rusher. We haven't mentioned their rushing, but Canton Wilson, over 1,000 yards rushing like the JC guys. He's got 18 touchdowns on the ground by himself. So a lot of touchdowns for Maroa-Forsyth. Expect more to come here today.
All right, we are awaiting the Johnston City Indians to take the field. They'll be doing that in here just a few short minutes. We'll have that coming to you live right after this quick break. You're watching the WFCN Game of the Week here on the Swinford Media Group.
The holiday season is officially here, and you won't want to miss the 3rd annual Very Merry Marion Holiday Parade, coming your way live next Sunday at 5:30 on WFCN News.
Welcome to Wit and Wisdom, located at 202 North Market in downtown Marion, Illinois. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. Stop in and check out our spirit wear, custom tees, embroidery services, and more, all in a historical boutique setting. Check us out anytime online at www.witandwisdomstore.com.
This is Thrill Bill at Oasis Power Sports in front of the Marion Mall. I want to let everybody know that there's plenty of riding season left to get on your personal watercraft. We have some amazing pricing going on right now. We're very motivated to put you guys out on the lake. So come on down, get you a new watercraft, get out on the lake, and let's get it.
Contact Kenya Garner for an auto quote today.
Want to know one of the best ways to show your Saluki pride? I'm Luke Martin, voice of the SIU Salukis and proud owner of a Banterra Saluki Visa debit card. Being able to use a Saluki branded debit card with no fees at more than 55,000 ATMs and special Saluki offers is a perk. Knowing that my transactions go towards supporting SIU is a win. Plus, Banterra is the bank that you want as a partner. Stop by a Banterra branch for details. Banterra is a proud supporter of regional athletics. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Johnston City, and that rumble you're hearing is the rumble of several dozen motorcycles who've made their way here on behalf of Black Diamond Harley-Davidson to welcome the Johnston City Indians to the field. They're just about getting ready to go, and Garrett, I don't think I've ever seen so many people lined up down by the big helmet for the Indians than I have today.
Isn't this awesome? What a great atmosphere, regardless the outcome. Credit to Johnston City. Credit to Southern Illinois for showing up. I know a lot of people here that aren't even Johnston City natives. And then credit Maroa-Forsyth. Not a fun drive. They brought the house too. So great environment, great crowd support today. Awesome. They got the choppers out, and something makes me think of the bikes driving out on SIU's field and football. They do. It's pretty neat.
You mentioned the support from the local community is last week, unfortunately, there was that big game that Benton was upset down to the last point. But a lot of Benton fans here I've seen today supporting the Indians. So great to see all of that community support here in Southern Illinois.
All over Southern Illinois. I know so many people told me they were coming to this ball game.
Yeah. Indians marching on the field right now. Just about to, as we'll have playoff football coming your way here in just about 4 minutes. Once again, we'd like to thank the Johnston City Indians for getting us all set up here and good to go as we are just about ready to see the Johnston City Indians take the field. And here they come. Johnson City Indians coming on the field for the final time this season at Johnston City in what has been a remarkable 4 playoff games for the Indians here at home.
It's been wild, and then you look at Maroa's path in the postseason, win in week 1 against Decatur, St. Teresa 49-13. Knock off a Southern Illinois team in round 2, Chester. They beat 28-7. Chester's a good team. Beat them. Last week we were up here giving the play-by-play as you were calling Benton. I was getting updates from that Maroa game against Quincy Notre Dame that they won at the buzzer essentially. Get a touchdown, they converted a 2-pointer to win 22-21. Crazy Maroa-Forsyth coming up at the last second to even be in this ball game. But don't count them out. I mean they're right there. They got a real opportunity. People called that an upset when they beat Quincy Notre Dame, but I think Maroa went in thinking they were going to win. They jumped up early in that game, fell behind, but got it when it counted, I guess. A touchdown late.
Right.
And it was a nice finish for the Trojans, led by a really good offensive attack. And we'll see. It's a contrast of offensive play styles. You're going to see so many different weapons on Maroa's offense. It's unbelievable. And we've mentioned the one guy, and you got 3 guys over 800 receiving yards. One of them over 1,000. You got a dude that's got, Zach Smith, 12 touchdowns. We mentioned this, but there's going to have so many guys. Shepard, who we talked about, who throws the ball, he's got 500 rushing yards in addition. So he's accounted for a lot of yards in many different ways this season. Really impressive looking at some of their games, looking at some of the teams they played in the regular season. They just beat teams up. They really didn't have any close games other than their game they lost in Williamsville, 28-21. Other than that, New Berlin, they beat New Berlin by 20-something points. That was a team we saw Benton play and beat in the postseason.
Yeah. And here's the Maroa-Forsyth Trojans taking the field here in Johnston City. We have to take a brief 30-second break. We'll be right back with playoff football coming your way right after the break here from Johnston City.
The teachers are really good. They're understanding.
All our faculty here teach from experience.
I love it. It's so hands-on.
They want to see us succeed. There's so many options, so many things they can choose from.
I wasn't just another statistic out there.
My advisors and my professors have been very helpful. I've felt completely at home from the first day.
Everyone has been so welcoming and helpful and encouraging. It's made it really easy. So I would for sure recommend John A.
Welcome to Johnston City and welcome to playoff football from the Johnston City Athletic Complex here as the Indians take on the Maroa-Forsyth Trojans in the Illinois High School Association Class 2A semifinals. I'm Aaron Price, joined alongside Garrett Smith as we'll be bringing you this audio-only broadcast this afternoon once kickoff starts here at approximately 3:30 here in Johnston City. Garrett, an electric field and electric game from both sides tonight here in Johnston City.
And Maroa-Forsyth's going to have the chance to get things going. They'll start with the football, so Johnston City will get it to begin the second half, but they'll kick off to begin, and we'll mention real quick, the other semifinal we'll keep an eye on because the winner's going to be playing someone up there in Normal. Farmington and Palos Heights. We'll get updates from that one, but I believe that one's already going, so we'll try to get some updates from that one in a little bit, but when we get a chance. The Johnston City will kick off in all black uniforms. Maroa-Forsyth, blue lids with blue pants and white jersey tops. Kick off, and we are underway. That was Cullum on the kick. Maroa-Forsyth, a pretty good return out across the 45, and that's where they knock him down. So nearing midfield to begin things for the Trojans of Maroa-Forsyth, coming in at 11-1. How about Cullum kicking off, and then he's getting the tackle.
Yeah.
So let's see how this offense goes. Maroa-Forsyth led by their quarterback, Ryan Shepard. In the shotgun, has a back with him, and that's where they'll go to begin it. Handoff, working towards the left, a slow-moving play, and he's brought down after a gain of a couple. The carry there is Canton Wilson. That's the guy that's over 1,000 yards, 18 rushing touchdowns for Canton Wilson. He'll pick up a couple. They'll give him 2. Moore and Sanders were there for the tackle. 2nd and 8. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. And Shepard in the backfield with a back to his left. Snap to him. He drops back looking to throw out to the right. He has this big tight end. That's Smith. Smith breaks through a couple. He's going to power forward across the 45 on the opposite side of Indians territory for a first Southern Bank first down, going down shy of the 40-yard line.
Good start from Maroa-Forsyth here. Just shy of the 40-yard line, 39-yard line. They'll say that's where it'll be 1st and 10.
And it's hard not to notice Grant Smith. 18 touchdowns, 800-something yards, but he's massive. And you can tell when. And they got a guy wide open, no coverage on the receiver out to the left on the boundary, and he's got a walk-in touchdown from 41 yards out. A broken coverage play for Johnston City, and Maroa-Forsyth is on the board. And no one was lined up there on the receiver. I think that was Mitch Williams that time who was wide open.
Yeah, that's about as wide open as you can be. Trey Johnson was trying to
he tried getting back to make a play, but Mitch Williams had way too much space. He's a good receiver on his own right when someone's guarding him. And this time he's wide open. He's not missing that.
Yeah.
Wow. Just like that. 41-yarder.
And they're going to go for the extra point here. And the extra point is up and good.
Looks good.
Yep. We'll go ahead and take a look at that touchdown we just saw from Maroa.
Score with a 10:49 to go in the first quarter. Maroa-Forsyth Trojans 7, Johnston City Indians nothing.
Go ahead and take one more look at that if we can. There we go. Anyway, there was the touchdown pass we just had from Shepard to Williams.
Oh, my goodness.
Man,
talk about a terrible time to get discombobulated there and be,
yeah,
just
that early in the
on
game.
your defensive alignment, spotting a team 7 points that doesn't need spotted any points. They're going to score on their own.
Mm-hmm.
You just gifted them 7 points. But how do you respond? You can sulk, you can put your head down and whine about it, or you can get past it. What happened. It's past you. You got to score to win anyways. And so that's no secret. The winner of this game is going to have to score quite a bit of points. So find a way to answer right back.
Yeah, and the Indians will have the chance to do just that. And we got still 10 minutes, 49 seconds. Man, that was a really quick touchdown from Maroa here, Garrett, to start the game.
You'd like to test Shepard a little bit more throwing the ball. He doesn't get tested. Had a dump out pass to the right and a wide open pass out to the left. You can test him in this game. We'll see how he responds. Kick on the way. That's Klein kicking off. And Johnston City on the return, breaking free out across the 40 to the 45. A good 20, 25-yard return that time.
Man, he bobbled the ball a little bit right off the kick, but he was able to get it right back in his hands, and he ended up past the 45 line. He got the ball on the 20 line, bobbled it.
That's another unsung hero of this Johnston City team. That's Hayden Burton,
mm-hmm.
who, as you mentioned, botched it at the beginning, but got a good 25-yard return. So they'll set up around where Maroa started their last time, each team on their respective 45-yard line. So Johnston City in that same formation, Koenig under center. They'll go to Weaver. Weaver works to the left tackle. Maybe got a yard and a half before he's knocked down.
It'll be at the 47-yard line. They'll say a gain of 2 yards.
Give him a benefit. Yeah, it looked like he actually didn't even get that much. So, but you get 2. Let's see how you respond. See how who wins the battle of the trenches inside on the lines.
Right.
If Maroa's line is beefed up and giving Johnston City some fits, You might see Johnston City have to air it out a little bit to keep the defense honest, but we'll see. Koenig under center again. 2nd and 8.
Here's the snap.
This is Causey this time. No, it looked like it was Trey Johnson, actually. He gets out to the 50, and he's knocked down. Gain of 3. It's going to bring up already a 3rd and medium. With 9:50 to go, quarter one, it's 7-0. The Trojans of Maroa-Forsyth leading on that big 41-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Shepard to Mitch Williams. How do you do on your conversions? Johnston City did really good on 3rd downs last week, really good on 4th downs. A lot of times that decides ball games. Let's see how they do today. They go to the back. Wrapped up in the backfield immediately for a loss of a yard was Weaver. And they got to him real quick. 4th and 6, maybe 4th and 5. But it looks like Johnston City's going to bring on the punting unit.
Yeah, 4th and 6. You have to
at
here.
Midfield, yeah. A little different if you're down around, your opponent's 30 or 20.
Right. Yeah, you certainly don't want to get back to the Trojans already really a yard past midfield. So it'll be Trojans with the ball again as Johnston City will kick with 8:55 left to go.
Okay, the snap is good. The punt is off. It's a low kick. Chance to return here for the return man. Works at middle of the field. That's Caden Rose. And he'll get down and knocked down at the 34-yard line. So a return of about, 10 yards there?
So Maroa looking to add on here early as they'll have the ball for a second time here with 8:41 left to go. They've got the early lead 7-0 over Johnston City.
Okay, settle in. Let's see if the Johnston City defense can settle in. Maroa really hasn't been able to hasn't had to use their offense yet.
Right.
We'll see what they do. Shepard drops back, quick dump out to the left. That's Williams again, using a blocker. Lead blocker gets him across the 40, right around the 45, maybe past that, but it's definitely enough for a First Southern Bank first down. See, they spotted, but he got a good 12 yards. Yeah, they gave him 12.
We'll be on the 34-yard line from Maroa. Here's the snap.
They're going to go quick.
Yep.
And we got a flag. That's, again, the lead back, Canton Wilson. Thought maybe a face mask. It looked like there was a grab up near the helmet. We'll see if that's what it is or if we got a hold. We're waiting the official word. And it is a face mask against Johnston City. Thought I saw that as they were working left to right towards us. So that'll give him some extra yards. And that'll put him across midfield.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty, well across midfield. That'll bring the ball all the way up to about the 38-yard line. So once again, the Trojans threatening.
Already one play, and they're already into Johnston City territory.
Yep.
And we've got a Johnston City timeout, trying to get things sorted out. Already down 7-0. And Maroa-Forsyth threatening yet again.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the WFCN News Game of the Week live from Johnston City.
The teachers are really good. They're understanding.
All of our faculty here teach from experience.
I love it. It's so hands-on. They want to see us succeed.
There's so many options, so many things they can choose from.
I wasn't just another statistic out there.
My advisors and my professors have been very helpful.
I've felt completely at home from the first day.
Everyone has been so welcoming and helpful and encouraging. It's made it really easy. So I would for sure recommend John A.
Welcome back to Johnston City. This is the WFCN News Game of the Week, and Maroa coming up really well to begin this game. It's 7-0, and they're threatening again on the 38-yard line. That's where it's 1st and 10, 8:25 left to go here in the first quarter of play. I'm Aaron Price alongside Garrett Smith. The snap is through, and he is taken down and sacked.
Oh, he got lit up.
Yeah.
Evan Sanders blew up Shepard in the backfield. He was not going to miss that tackle. Blew him up back to the 49.
So there's something that went the Indians right here early on.
Nothing you caused,
right?
But you got to take advantage of misfortunes like that.
Right.
And Evan Sanders did just that. 2nd and 21. So now you're in a spot now, a must stop if you backed him up this far. 2nd and 21. Shepard's going to look downfield. Instead, he'll dump it to Williams. working towards the middle of the field. He's got a whole lot of yardage. He's going to get back across the 35. It's going to bring up third and medium. But a huge chunk of the 21 yards gained that time from Shepard to Williams. That's been the guy he's looking for here in the early going.
Man, the Indians there were really focused more on the outside receivers. They didn't see him open there in the middle of the field, but nevertheless, that'll be a gain of about
15.
15, yeah.
15 or 16.
5-6 yards to go.
Yep. Shepard, he'll keep it. He'll run. Working off the right tackle. He's brought down at the 30. That's going to bring up 4th and 2. I think it's go mode. I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
Real quick update. Palos Heights 19-12 lead over Farmington in the 4th. So 19-12 in the 4th. The winner of that plays the winner of this in the state championship.
4th and 2. Here's the snap. He finds a guy, and he is enough through for the first down. He's all the way through now. That's going to be a touchdown for Maroa. A second touchdown for
Mitch Williams again.
Mitch Williams, yes. Mitch Williams on the touchdown for Maroa.
30 yards for Williams. They've not figured out that combo yet.
So early trouble for Johnston City as the Maroa Trojans have already came through with 2 big touchdowns. There's still 6:49 left to go in the first quarter as they're going to go once again for the extra point.
Wow. Mitch Williams has lit it up already. And Shepard's not had to do a lot of the work. He's just gotten the ball to Mitch Williams, and he's made the moves. PAT is up. PAT is good at the 6:49 mark.
Go ahead and take a replay here in just a second of that the other touchdown we just saw from Mitch Shepard. We'll work to get that to you. It was a 30-yard pass from Shepard to Williams. And here's a replay of that touchdown we just saw from Shepard. He broke through. He was through right past the 10-yard line. Almost stepped out right toward the end zone, but he was able to get it in there for the touchdown. So 14-0, and Johnson City will have the ball again, looking to do something here before this game gets away from them early. They certainly don't want that to happen, especially here at home. $6:49 to go here in the first quarter. Maroa will be punting to Johnson City.
And it's time for the kickoff. Logan Klein will do the duties.
Here's the kick. It's a high kick.
It'll be fielded at the inside the 15. Working middle of the field. And dropped after crossing the 25 is Burton. At the 28 is where they'll mark it. And that's unfortunate. You look at things. You had 2nd and 21.
So you don't block it. Thank you.
You had 2nd and 21. And you give up a huge 15, 16-yarder and then a 30-yarder. The defense has to be able to close some of these gaps. They've been easy dump-off passes. They've not been anything downfield. You're going to have to find a way to slow that down. Handoff up the gut. That's Burton. He's across the 30 to the 31. I give him 3 yards.
Strong defense from Maroa here is not letting the Indians break through much at all, and they might have to, if they want to have a chance here, transition to more of a throwing game.
Yeah, they went 3 and out. The Johnston City that first time out on 3 runs. Need to find a way to get that first down, and then things will free up a little bit better. Looks like Weaver, the carrier this time, out to around the 35. So give him 4. It's 3rd and 3 coming up.
If you're the Indians here, you really got to get that first down. You can't afford to not be able to get the first down when you're not even in midfield yet, especially after 2 early touchdowns from Maroa.
Yeah, just still in the first quarter.
Yeah.
5:50 to go.
3rd and 3 for the Indians. Ball's on the 35. Here's the snap.
Koenig goes to Causey. He's got a first down in some space, and a late tackler drops him at the 43.
So it'll be a First Southern Bank first down for the Indians.
Could have been
the 40-yard line.
Could have been a lot more, Aaron, but you're still happy with getting the first down if you're Johnston City. Looked like he might have had some daylight, but that tackler got him around the ankles and dropped him.
So the Indians will be on the 43-yard line looking to get it across midfield here. 5:11 left to go in the first quarter. Here's the snap.
Toss out Weaver, working left, and he gets knocked down at the 42 or 47.
Tackled by 58, Cooper Mann at the 47-yard line.
So he'll get 4.
Second and 6.
So they work the outer boundary. That's when you start to see Johnston City open the field up. And they like them carries right there inside the box. And when you're able to turn, toss to Weaver, and let him get to the outside edge, it allows you to maybe get some of those extra yards that, when a team's expecting you to just work right up the gut.
Yeah. Second and 6 for the Indians. Here's the snap. And that'll be
He's
close to the first down marker.
He's got it. That's a First Southern Bank first down. Down to the 46. That was a good carry from Trey Johnston.
So the Indians getting a little bit of steam now here. They're not breakout plays, but they're getting their first downs. And that's all they need here, as it'll be first and 10 on the 46-yard line.
That's what they've done, right? Since we've watched them, they've not had a lot of huge plays. It's just been slowly working their way down the field. If they can keep this up, they will take it. Koenig's going to drop back, look to throw, and he's just going to get dropped. It's going to be a sack as Koenig was rolling out of the pocket.
Sacked by number 5, Canton Wilson.
It's Canton Wilson for Maroa.
That's the star running back for Maroa. So working both sides of the ball is Canton Wilson.
So first and 10 turns into second and 16 for the Indians on the 48.
They drop back behind midfield. Now they're at their own 48-yard line. 3:30 to go, quarter one. 14-0 Maroa-Forsyth with a chance to play in the state final. Here's Weaver following his blockers up the gut. He's got a good chunk. It'll get him out back into plus territory. Out across the 45. They'll have him at the 43-yard line. So he gives them a shot. You get half that yardage back.
Yeah.
3rd and 7.
3:09 left to go here in the first quarter.
We'll see what we do here, Johnston City, but Causey on the sideline, so you wonder about him. Not seen him carry it a whole lot. We'll see if he gets integrated into this game as it goes, but at least to this point he has not been. They'll go to Weaver again, following tackles to the left. He's out down to the 39, so he's going to be a few yards short. In this spot, offense might be staying out there. It certainly looks like they are. 4th and a long 2. They call it 2, but it looks like a long 2.
Yeah.
About 2.5, really. Offense is out there. Just don't get a false start and take your team out of this play.
You don't. And
Give yourself a
Coach
fair
told
shot.
me that. You got to limit the mistakes today.
There's Causey. We brought him up, and he's got enough for a First Southern Bank first down out across the 35.
That might be a
Gets
flag.
few more yards, and he's dropped.
I'm shocked they didn't throw a flag out on that last move that one of those Maroa players looked like he might have tried to hit him or punch one of the Johnston City players. But no
He's just
flag.
trying to punch the ball out probably, but
couldn't tell.
I'm sure he's just trying to jar it loose. But it looked like his progress was already stopped, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
They already blew the play dead, but ball's at the 33. Koenig, hands off, up the middle. The pile starts moving. That's what we've seen Johnston City have so much success with. That line starts moving them forward. That's going to be a good pickup to the 28.
1:37 left to go, and I was just mentioning limiting mistakes, and so far the Indians have not had much of those here in this game.
They've not had any mistakes other than the blunder defensive assignment where they just totally disregarded a receiver on the outer edge and had an easy walk-in touchdown. But 2nd and 5, you feel good. That's a 5-yard gain. They've not had a lot of 5-yard gains on first down, so they're already ahead of the curve. 2nd and 5 from the 28.
Here's the snap. It's Causey.
Yep, down to the 25 maybe. I'll give him 3, but, 3rd and 2 coming up. But you think about it, they're probably going for it. So you've got 2 plays to get 2 yards.
Yeah.
When you look at it that way. So probably 2 runs coming here for Johnston City. And they're hoping
If
they
they
don't
need
even
it.
need that
Yeah, if
second
they
one.
need
They're
it.
hoping they just get one, but you would think that's the way they're going.
Here's the snap, and it's going to be.
That's Evan Sanders to the 20.
Yeah.
That's enough for a First Southern Bank first down. I said it.
Yeah.
He's one of the power guys when they only need a yard or two. He's a guy they like having. You don't need a big breakout play. You just need a few. He's got enough strength that where if the line gets beat, he can still maybe power forward for a yard or a couple. And he did that and then a couple more on top of it.
1st and 10 at the 20. Clock's winding down past 15 seconds now in the first quarter of play.
Koenig under center. The Piles pushing again down to the 15. Maybe at the 16 is Causey. That's going to end quarter 1. Maroa-Forsyth 14, Johnston City 0. End of quarter 1 here in the state semifinal, Class 2A. You're listening to the WFCN Game of the Week live from Johnston City.
Hi, Wildcat fans. I'm Brad Poole, president of the Watermark Auto Group. I invite you to come experience the fastest, friendliest, and fairest car buying in our little corner of the world. Our friendly sales representatives will provide you in writing with our best price, trade value, monthly payments, all within minutes of your request. No pressure, no hurdles, no tricks, and no surprises. Experience the Watermark difference for yourself at Watermark Ford Hyundai or Watermark Nissan of Marion. Fast, friendly, fair. That's Watermark.
Anderson's Furniture and Mattress knows your sleep is important. That's why our mattress studio is one of the largest in the area. We've got Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and more. Tempur-Pedic mattresses start as low as $28 a month with up to 6 years interest-free financing. And Queen mattresses start at just $179. Plus, enjoy the comfort of our 90-day sleep guarantee and same-day delivery. And now, no credit needed.
The holiday season is officially here, and you won't want to miss the 3rd annual Very Merry Marion Holiday Parade, coming your way live next Sunday at 5:30 on WFCN News.
We welcome you back to Johnston City as Maroa has taken an early lead here as we begin the second quarter of play. It's 14-0, but Johnston City has the ball and they are threatening at the 17-yard line. I'm Aaron Price, joined alongside Garrett Smith.
Yeah, they're got it 2nd and 7. Ball on the Maroa 17. As you mentioned, 14-zip Maroa as we begin quarter number 2. But Johnston City, their best drive by far. Working off the left side is Weaver, maybe picked up once. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 6 from the 16.
So they'll say no gain on that last drive. 3rd down.
It certainly looked like he got 1, but as you mentioned, the board reads that he got 1 yard, but public address announcer said nothing. But either way, you got to get 6 or 7 yards here.
Can't afford to not score here for the Indians. 3rd and 6. Here's the snap.
Rolls out right, looking for something downfield, has a man, and it's overthrown. Looking for Trey Johnson, and he had him open.
So it brings up another 4th down now for the Indians, but it's longer than the last one.
Aaron, that one hurts because you had Trey Johnson open, and just a little out of the reach.
See what the Indians do here.
Well, they're definitely going to go for this, I would think.
Yeah, they are. 4th and 6.
Lined up on the left hash. Koenig under center, receiver way out to the right, 1 to the left, and we've got a timeout called. That's going to be burned by Johnston City, so that's their 2nd here in the first half. They're trying to get on the same page. It's certainly a spot where you got to have the right play dialed up, so it makes sense. But you've already used 2 as we're just beginning quarter number 2. So take a quick break and come back. Johnston City trailing 14-zip.
Do you feel like your business is sinking in accounting and payroll work? Are business taxes and confusing technology dragging you down? Call the experts at Kemper CPA Group. We'll answer your questions and give you the tools to keep your business afloat.
Contact Kenya Garner for an auto quote today.
Welcome back to Johnston City. It's playoff football here in the IHSA semifinals. Johnston City on 4th down right now, and it would be a big touchdown for them if they were able to get on the board here. It's 4th and 6.
Yeah, 4th and 6 on the Maroa-Forsyth 16-yard line. And when you burn a timeout like that, that means you're definitely going for it. You wouldn't waste one if you were just punting it or kicking. So they're definitely going for this first.
It's Evan Sanders.
It looked like it was Weaver.
Oh, was that
a
Weaver?
Delayed handoff to Weaver, who worked off the left end and had no space. He got a yard or two, but they needed 6. That's going to be a turnover on downs. So Maroa-Forsyth bends a little bit, but it does not break. They allow Johnston City to get up inside the red zone, but they force a turnover on downs. They get the ball back, already leading at 14-0.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Indians here, you're glad the turnover is further down the field, but man, you cannot afford to let them have another touchdown here on this drive. You do get the ball to start the second half, so that's one advantage.
Yeah, but you've got to get them. You've got to get your defense off the field quickly here. You can't let this offense get into a rhythm. 3 receivers out wide to the left. They're just going to hand it off, and wrapped up in the backfield, a big loss, dropped at the 10-yard line was Canton Wilson. That was Sanders, the first one to him. That is a huge loss.
Loss of 5. That'll make it 2nd and 15 at the 11.
His team always a threat, though, when they can throw it through the air. They can pick up a lot of yards pretty quickly.
That's
They throw it out left, but immediately after the catch by Zach Smith, he is dropped.
So that'll make it 3rd and
about 9.
9, yeah.
So you'll give up 6 there. You're fine with that. You make it 3rd and long. Now you got to protect that yard marker. Don't let them get the 9 yards necessary.
Yeah.
You might see him swing it out left to Mitch Williams and let him make a play. He's throwing downfield, and it's through the hands, and it's caught by the other receiver. It went through the intended receiver's hands, and it ends up being caught by Zach Smith. Deflected off the hands. I think that was Troy Pulliam, the tight end who it was intended for. It shot through his hands. And then now we got a flag on top of things. Something against Johnston City. You didn't see it. Looked like it was maybe against their sideline. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
How that one was completed, I don't know.
Yeah, that was crazy. Thought for sure that ball was dropping, but man.
Downfield, Shepard has a man, and it's hauled in. Out across the 40-yard line is Grant Smith. And I do think the flag was thrown earlier, but I think it was just a sideline warning. That's why we didn't have any penalty yardage added on. But they are rocking and rolling on offense.
28-yard gain from Maroa-Forsyth, and that'll put them all the way down to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Shepard hit his guy. He's dropping back, wanting to throw again. And this is what I meant, Aaron. They are in such a good rhythm. They're going so quickly right now. Carrying the tackler out across to the 25-yard line. Another First Southern Bank first down. Catch was Zach Smith. This is exactly what I meant. You keep allowing completions, and they just get up and go, go, go. And they are marching down the field. Looked like it was going to be an incomplete 4th down. And a fortunate bounce ends up with a reception. And now they're knocking on the door yet again. Out to the Johnston City 25 goes Maroa-Forsyth. They're up 14-0 with 9 minutes left. First half. Shepard's just going to keep. He'll go to the right. He's got plenty of space, and he is gone across the 10, and he's in the end zone.
Ryan Shepard into the end zone.
Ryan Shepard runs it in from 25 yards out, and Maroa-Forsyth has a 3-score lead.
Indians struggling here, man. That their defense on that play wasn't the best. And they were just able to let him march right into the end zone, as now it's a 20-0 lead here in the second quarter for Maroa.
Man, oh man, how about Shepard?
Yeah.
Doing it through the air, and now he's running. We mentioned he's had over 500 rushing yards on the season, and he put it on display there. PAT is up. PAT looks good, and it is. It's 21-0.
Kick is good. Score with 8:57 to go in the second.
So with still 8 minutes and 57 seconds left to go, 21-0 Maroa here.
84 yards, 6 plays, 25-yard touchdown run.
I think this team's pretty good, Aaron.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
They're in the state semifinal for a reason.
Yeah.
And, man, they're putting on a show here in the first half. The Shepherds went to Williams twice for touchdowns. About 71 yards on just those 2 touchdowns combined from Shepard to Williams. And then you get Shepard on the 25-yard run. PATs, all 3 of them good. Johnston City had the opportunity. It's crazy. You could have scored there. You know, it makes things a 1-score game. Could have gotten a stop on that ball that went through the tight end's hands and ends up being caught. It would have been a 4th and 9 if that ball hits the turf. Instead, all the breaks going one way right now, and it's showing in the score.
Yeah, the Indians right now really need to have a breakout play, and I know we don't see much of that usually.
It can come right here on special teams. This is a lot of times you'll see some kick returns, so we'll see. Maybe one of those guys back to return can do it. Logan Klein back set to kick off for Maroa, leading at 21-0. Kick is on the way. High arc, fielded at the 20. And breakaway on the return, out across the 45, just shy of the 50. That's Burton again. Thought for a moment I might have called it.
Not a complete breakout play, but
I thought for a moment I might have called it on the spot, but he had one man to beat. Just didn't have the angle on that tackler, but
they'll
another
have
really good
midfield.
return. Right around midfield.
So 1st and 10 Indians at the 47-yard line, they'll say. $8:50 left to go here in the first half. 1st and 10 on the 47 for the Indians. Here's the snap.
Handoff right up the gut.
Yep.
Maybe a yard. Didn't look like the line moved a whole lot. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 9.5. Yeah, he didn't get a whole lot. Not even half a yard.
Yep. Yeah, they gain a 1 yard, 2nd and 9.
Well, it's not technically by the book, but you can see where it's spotted. He didn't even get half a yard on the play.
Yeah.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 with an asterisk by it.
Yeah, with a little .5 after that.
Yeah. 0.75.
Yeah.
Handoff working left edge, and this time he gets about a yard and a half out just shy of midfield, but a 3rd and long coming up for Johnston City.
3rd down 8.
3rd and 8. 7:57 left to go here in the first quarter, or second quarter rather, first half.
Yeah, if you found a way to score here, get a stop, you start with it in the 3rd, you're feeling a lot better, but then it starts, you got to get a score before this half, you would think.
Oh, yeah.
Got to. If you get in the second half, they can start running a little bit more and chewing some clock.
Yeah.
End around. They've got Causey lit up in the backfield. That's a big loss. He'll lose 3 yards.
They're going to have to punt it here.
We a loss of 3. Make it 4th and 11. 7:15 to go first half.
Salazar is the punter for the Indians.
Salazar back to punt. Return man is Caden Rose. He's set up around the 25. That punt is blocked. What a effort out of the backfield. Salazar.
Wow.
Had his punt blocked. I think that was Mitch Williams of all people, the lead receiver, the man on the right edge that got in there and blocked that. It knocks it back inside the 10-yard line, and that's where Maroa will start with the football less than 10 yards to get a fourth score. How about Mitch Williams off the right edge? No one else got around their blockers, but he was in the backfield in the snap of a finger, and my goodness, and he got a full forearm on it. I mean, he got it. No, a lot of times you see just getting a fingertip. I mean, he could have blocked that with his elbow.
And they were unable to get on top of that ball, too, which also cost them even more. So,
well, it's their ball regardless.
Right.
Because it was a fourth down, so it's just where it's going to be.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Here's the snap.
That's Wilson, bounces off a tackler, working right edge, looking for space. He's across one man, and he's in for a touchdown.
The ball carrier is number 5, Canton Wilson.
Canton Wilson from 9 yards out.
$27-0 now, Maroa, and hope is fading quickly for the Indians.
They're letting everyone get in on the action. All those big names we've talked about are doing. Every one of them's doing something, and Wilson's the latest to join the party on that touchdown run. Add that to his huge season find in the end zone, his 19th rushing touchdown. And here goes Klein for the PAT. Looks good. It's through again. He's 4 for 4 on PATs. And it's 28-0 following the disaster on special teams for Johnston City and just one play drive for Maroa. 6:34 to go, quarter 2.
By number 5, Canton Wilson. To the extra
that was a 9-yard run for
44, Logan Klein.
Wilson. So 28-0. We got 6:34 left to go here in the second quarter. Still time left here in the second quarter, but yeah, if you're the Indians,
we got to get you amped up. We got to get some food in you or something. Get you a little bit more energy up here.
It's a little bit chilly, to be honest.
Oh, it feels awesome.
At first it was okay. It's a little bit chilly now.
It feels great.
But
and then we have the best view in the house.
That's true. Yes. 6:34, and it'll be Maroa kicking off now to the Indians after 4 big touchdowns to start this game here in the first half.
Klein set to kick off again. They mentioned 6:34 left, quarter 2. Kick is off, down the middle. That's Weaver fielding around the 15-yard line. He works it back up middle of the field, breaks through a couple of guys, out across the 35, dropped around the 40.
Well, here's the thing for the Indians. They haven't had bad returns at all today, and that last return they had was all the way up to the 50-yard line. They just have to.
They've just had holes defensively.
Yeah, exactly.
And the offense, when you fall into a pattern and you run a lot of the similar plays, you run a lot of plays up the gut, or even if it's not up the gut, it's right off the left edge or right off the right edge. If the lineman on the defense isn't, or beating their matchups, you're not going to get a whole lot of yardage. The one time we saw Koenig drop back to throw, he missed his guy. Holes on the defense, and they're stuck in the mud on the offense.
Still 6 minutes, 27 seconds as it's 1st and 10 for the Indians at the 41-yard line.
Koenig is up the middle, powering forward. Good carry this time from Evan Sanders out to the 45. And he did that work on his own. He didn't have any lead blockers. He was his own lead blocker. And he bought himself 3 yards. He was hit in the backfield, but he still got a good 3-4 yards out of that play.
2nd and 6 for the Indians. 6:02 to go.
Koenig, they go right back to Sanders.
Not so.
Got him around his ankles. He maybe got one.
Yeah, maybe. That was not.
Yeah, they give him one, but
not as pretty as the last one.
And that goes back to the whole thing. Falling into a pattern, defense can be, a little bit more prepped. They might know what's coming. The first time Sanders gets a touch, he's probably going to get more than his second touch. They anticipated a little bit more, but we'll see what they draw up 3rd and 5 from their own 46-yard line. Koenig under center.
Here's the snap on 3rd and 5. It's Causey.
Coming off the left edge, needing a push. He's going to be a couple yards short at the 49-yard line. Bring up 4th and a couple. Timer down to 5 minutes. Good crowd on site here again.
Yeah, they're not leaving yet. That's one thing about the Indians fans. They always have a lot of faith in their team. So
I think regardless, you kind of owe it to them with this run that they've went on. Regardless how this goes, you got to stick this one out. I think either side, you know how things go, even that, the fact that they are getting beat up right now. 4th and 2, going for it. Causey's got the first Southern Bank first down. He's knocked out. See where they spot it where he went out, but he definitely had the first. It's into Maroa territory at the 47.
I'll say gain of 3. 4:31 left here in the second quarter.
The timer stops as he went out of bounds. Koenig right back up the middle, and that was Sanders. I think he lost the football.
We'll see. And they're going to say it's Moreau's football.
I think Sanders lost it almost on the transfer, getting it out of on the handoff from Koenig. He didn't fully secure it, and he coughs it up. And Maroa was quick to jump on top of it. So with 4:24 to go first half, they take the football back at their own 47-yard line. Or now at their own 46 rather. But nearing midfield, and another chance to run this thing up even more. Shepard gets the snap. He's looking right, now left. Ball batted down at the line.
Oh, gosh.
You got the lineman running for it, thinking it's a live ball.
Yeah.
What I think's funny is the lineman that batted the pass down ran for it.
Yeah.
It's like he knows that it was an incomplete pass. He batted the football down.
They're just practicing is all.
A free chance to take out some anger on the opposition going for it at the same time.
Exactly.
2nd and 10. Maroa-Forsyth from their own 46. Shepard with the back with him. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He drops back. Dump off to his back. That's Wilson. He's got some space. And the tackle's actually going to wrap him down for a couple extra yards to get him a first down. No, that should give him one. I'd be surprised. Yeah, they're going to move it. That's a first Southern Bank first down. He was 2 yards short, and then the Indian tackler wrapped him up and threw him forward for 2 yards.
Yep.
They're going quick. Shepard, quick dump out to the right to his receiver. That's Smith. He's working the sideline across the 30. Stutter move to the 20, to the 10. Smith is going to be gone. Oh, my goodness.
Man, there was a total lack of the Indians were trying there for a second, but it seemed like he was able to get through nearly past the 10-yard line. They weren't going for it. So it'll be a 34-point lead now, 34-0.
I want to give the quarterback some credit because he's done a good job, but his receivers have really padded his stats today.
Mm-hmm.
So many yards, after the catch. Really impressive. We saw it from Williams a few times, but Zach Smith this time, man, some nice moves to get all the way to the house.
Yep. So here's the extra point.
P.A.T. looks good again. No, he missed this one out wide right. So might have jinxed him after saying that Mr. Klein was 4 for 4. He misses this one.
Yeah. 3:43 left to go here, and looking more and more dire for the Indians as we go on. We'll see if we've said it already twice for the Indians, but really right here, you absolutely have. There's no mathematical way that if they don't score here, they would be able to come back in the second quarter.
To recap that drive, I see why this quarterback's got so many yards. He has some stud receivers. I mean, these guys get the ball not that far, away from the line, and they do all the work. And he looked like he might go out for maybe a 5-yard gain. Made a couple guys miss, stopped all his momentum, redirected a few times, and 44 yards later, another touchdown. And that's a guy in Zach Smith who's over 1,000 yards receiving.
Mm-hmm.
So just give him 44 more yards on it. They've had some big touchdowns today. Their shortest touchdown was the 9-yarder, and then after that it was the 25-yarder. The other ones are longer than that. Kick is fielded at the 15 by Causey. Looking for a seam out across the 30 and brought down around the 33, 34.
Turns it to about the 33-yard line. Indians will start 1st and 10 at their own 33.
So Indians will start 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
First and 10 for the Indians at their own 33-yard line.
3 minutes, 37 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Seems like it's been a long second quarter, Garrett.
Yeah, it has been. Causey got some space. He's out across the 40, brought down at the 41. Taking his time, looking for a hole, and he used it. 8-yard gain for Nolan Causey. 2nd and 2 coming up for the Indians at their own 41. 3:15 to play first half.
Three minutes left to go. 2nd and 2. Here's the snap. And they'll be down
at the 35. That's going to, or 45 rather. That's a First Southern Bank first down. Timer still rolling. 2:50 left. Move the chains.
45, 1st and 10 at the 45.
.240 now left. 1st and 10. Here's the snap. That's Causey. He's just knocked out at midfield at the 50-yard line, the 49.
Yeah, they're spreading it out a little bit. You've seen Weaver a few times on the toss, and they work the boundaries instead of just straight up the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can try to use the skill players to get a few extra yards with their speed. For the most part, Maroa's cut those guys off pretty quickly, but on this play particularly, a good run from Causey to get half of the yardage. And that you stop the timer.
Yeah, that's a big key when it comes to getting below 3 minutes is running it out. And that's
big breakthrough run up the gut this time from Hayden Burton out across the 35 down to the 30-yard line for a First Southern Bank first down.
So ball's on the 30-yard line. Clock is ticking though. 2:15. They got plenty of time to work with here though if they play it right. And 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. Here's the snap. Won't be a gain of much, a few yards.
Yeah, maybe, down to the 26. That's where they'll spot it. Pickup of around 4. 1:50 to go first half. Now actually put it up to the 25-yard line. 2nd and 5. Koenig keeps. He's rolling out, and he is smoked.
Number 6, Koenig, the ball carrier for the Indians.
Looked like it was a lead with the helmet too. So that's a play you don't need him hopping up super quick. You just need to make sure he's all right because that's a difficult hit to take. Johnston City's fans not too happy with the hit, thinking maybe it might have been a dirty one, but we didn't have the greatest angle, but it looked like he got good contact on that hit.
Nevertheless, they got to stop worrying about it and keep going because there was no flag thrown and the clock is ticking. It's down to 1 minute.
Yeah, but it's
Nolan Causey on the carry, and that's past the 20-yard line.
You got to go, but at the same time, you got to make sure your guy's okay.
Yeah.
He's laying on that's first and foremost.
Yeah. First Southern Bank first down there for Nolan Causey. 1 minute left to go.
It looks like he is fine.
Yeah.
It took him a few seconds to get going, but you hate to see stuff like that. 1st and 10 from the 19. Koenig goes to Weaver, follows a blocker off the left, down to maybe the 21. Or sorry, the 16. They're inside the 20.
Here's where Johnston City could use a timeout, but I believe they've taking 2 now?
Oh, this is their last one. They've burned it at 33 seconds.
And they're going to take one, yep. All right, so with that, we'll take a quick timeout as well. You're listening to the WFCN Game of the Week here from Johnston City. We'll be right back.
Want to know one of the best ways to show your Saluki pride? I'm Luke Martin, voice of the SIU Salukis and proud owner of a Banterra Saluki Visa debit card. Being able to use a Saluki branded debit card with no fees at more than 55,000 ATMs and special Saluki offers is a perk. Knowing that my transactions go towards supporting SIU is a win. Plus, Banterra is the bank that you want as a partner. Stop by a Banterra branch for details. Banterra is a proud supporter of regional athletics. Member FDIC.
The holiday season is officially here, and you won't want to miss the 3rd annual Very Merry Marion Holiday Parade, coming your way live next Sunday at 5:30 on WFCN News.
Welcome back to playoff football here. It's the semifinals, and Johnston City needing, not just wanting, they are needing to get on the board here.
Yeah, find some sort of positive out of this first half. They've been beat up, but you got 35 seconds, you're at the 16, 2nd and 7. Try to get a positive to end this half. And we've got a whistle. Looks like we've got a flag here.
Yep.
Against Johnston City. It's going to be a false start. Back them up 5 yards. 2nd and 12 now from the 21. So when I said they got to the 21 earlier by mistake, I guess I was foreshadowing that their next play from scrimmage would be coming from the 21.
2nd and 12.
Yeah. 2nd and 12 now.
Johnston City in their huddle, getting their play dialed up. Now they break for the line. Koenig under center. Gets the snap. Looks like up the gut again to Sanders. He's trying to power forward. He's got no help.
After the whistle,
he was hoping maybe they didn't call forward progress because he never went down.
Yeah.
But you don't have to if the whistle's blown. And Johnston City will just spike it with 16 seconds. They'll reset it to 18 seconds. But that'll bring up 4th down when you spike it. So now.
Mm-hmm. We got 1.8 seconds up there.
No, that can't be right.
There we go.
There we go. 18 seconds. But now it's 4th and 8 when you spike it. And now we'll get a timeout called by Maroa-Forsyth. Wanting to get their defense alignment.
Timeout Maroa-Forsyth.
Johnston City. No timeouts. Needing 17 yards for a touchdown, but needing 8 yards to keep the drive rolling, sitting on 4th and 8. And the offense has not been able to get on a roll. And a lot of times, Aaron, that plays off of how the other side of the football's going. It seems like Johnston City's defense has been on the field this whole game. And you don't get a flow offensively when your offense isn't out there. It's kind of impossible to do so. That's kind of what we're seeing. And I wouldn't even say that Maroa-Forsyth's offense is in rhythm because their drives have been very quick.
Yeah.
It's been big chunk plays. And, Shepard's looked good. His receivers have looked good. They've taken advantage of a couple of good spots to start with their the football. And all their drives have been great field position. And they've not had to drive the distance of the field just yet. Just about half of a field, or in the one case, not even 10 yards. Credit to them, though. They've come out ready to rock and roll. 4th and 8 from the 17 for Johnston City. On the Maroa-Forsyth side of the field, Koenig drops back, looking for help. And he's going to evade.
Still on his feet.
2 tacklers. Throw it into the end zone. Has a man wide open for a touchdown.
That was a crazy. I've been waiting for the replay on that so you guys can see it. But, man, he was nearly brought down, 3 times?
Nolan Causey with the touchdown.
So they finally break through with almost 6.9 seconds left, and the Indians get on the board.
And Causey was just sitting in that corner of the end zone waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
And Koenig finally evaded a couple of guys and had a free shot to throw it up.
Putting a little bit of life here in Johnston City as they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. Here it is, and that is going to be...
Rush attempt up the gut. He's going to be short.
Yeah. So they'll be short, and it'll be 34-6. Still 6.9 seconds left here in the first half. And if you're Johnston City, I mean, obviously, you know, there's just 6.9 seconds, but Maroa's going to get the ball here, and you have to don't take anything lightly.
I would think they're just going to take a knee.
They should,
now, I could be wrong. I think they're going to get the snap, take a knee, and be content with this 34-6 lead.
Hopefully, yeah.
I don't think they will take any risks because just as much as they want to, you know, yeah, they would like to go for something. But if you take a knee, you run zero risk of Johnston City, you know, doing something crazy and getting another potential score and really kind of making this a game again. They want no part of that. They don't want any opportunities to open this game back up. So I would think they might try to return this. But I can't imagine them going for something offensive unless they get out of bounds in a decent spot. They might try to heave something up, but I don't see why they would.
Yeah.
Nick Cullum will kick off for Johnston City. 34-6. As we mentioned, the two-pointer was no good. 21-yard pass from Koenig to Causey with 6 seconds left in the first half. Maroa-Forsyth 34-6 lead. Cullum's low kick right at the first line of defense, so only a second comes off, and Maroa will have it near midfield. That first line for Maroa fielded it on a line and just smothered the football to stop the timer.
5.4 seconds.
So
yeah.
now we're in the spot now since they're at midfield. You don't know.
Right.
This is a spot where maybe I still think you shouldn't, only because you run the risk of throwing maybe a pick six and giving them any momentum. Fewer big plays you try to make, fewer big mistakes that can happen. They'll dump it out right to Smith. He's looking to get out of bounds. He will, and there's still time on the clock. They're going to have to put some time back on there, I would think. He got about 5 yards. They'll put a 1.5 seconds.
The gain is to the Indian 49.
They'll get out to the 49. It's a gain of 4.
So they'll have one play to work with here.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to maybe try something. They might try something quick off the line and see if a receiver can do something with it. This is a backup quarterback in, by the way, a lefty, and he's flinging it downfield. That ball is picked off.
And that'll be the end of the first half. Maroa-Forsyth 34, Johnston City 6. We have the John A. Logan College Why Would You Go Anywhere Else halftime show coming your way right after this break.
This is Thrill Bill at Oasis Power Sports in front of the Marion Mall. I want to let everybody know that there's plenty of riding season left to get on your personal watercraft. We have some amazing pricing going on right now. We're very motivated to put you guys out on the lake. So come on down, get you a new watercraft, get out on the lake, and let's get it.
Presented by Swinford Media Group. Get ready for a WFCN Game of the Week. Powered by our incredible sponsors. Watermark Auto Group. John A. Logan College. Black Diamond Harley Davidson. Moreland Bishop McDonald's. Deaconess Illinois Medical Center. Chick-fil-A, coming soon to Marion. Anderson's Furniture and Mattress. The Illinois Army National Guard. Legion's Bank. Kemper's CPA Group. The City of Heron. The City of Cesar. Banterra Bank. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. The Bank of Heron. State Farm Kenya Garner. SIU Credit Union. Southern Trust Bank. The Print Shop at Pieces of Learning. First Southern Bank. Anderson Boys Trash Service. State Bank of Whittington. Urology Institute.
It's a place to work hard, to learn, and to grow. It's a place to relieve stress and unwind. It's a place to have fun and enjoy time together. It's a place to be in your own space, to work out alongside friends, or to be part of a bigger community.
The Hub is the place where you belong.
Visit thehubmarion.com for more info.
The teachers are really good, they're understanding.
All our faculty here teach from experience.
I love it. It's so hands-on. They want to see us succeed.
There's so many options, so many things they can choose from.
I wasn't just another statistic out there.
My advisors and my professors have been very helpful.
I've felt completely at home from the first day.
Everyone has been so welcoming and helpful and encouraging. It's made it really easy. So I would for sure recommend John A.
Fall is the best time to get a new roof. It's not cold and wet like winter, and it's not hot and wet like summer. And you know what that means. It's time to call Integrity Roofing to make sure your roof is ready for another long winter. Right now at Integrity Roofing, you can get a new roof for as low as $99 per month. For confidence and peace of mind, call Integrity the first time.
Hi, I'm Tyler Young with the Print Shop. We're here in Marion. We're on the square. We just got done doing some perforated vinyl here at Swinford Publications. So this is the vinyl that you can see out, but people can't see in, and it gives a nice little look and feel to a number of different kinds of businesses. So come see us at the Print Shop. We're at 1112 North Carbon, next to AutoZone behind Hardee's.
Hi Wildcat fans, I'm Brad Poole, president of the Watermark Auto Group. I invite you to come experience the fastest, friendliest, and fairest car buying in our little corner of the world. Our friendly sales representatives will provide you in writing with our best price, trade value, monthly payments, all within minutes of your request. No pressure, no hurdles, no tricks, and no surprises. Experience the Watermark difference for yourself at Watermark Ford Hyundai or Watermark Nissan of Marion. Fast, friendly, fair. That's Watermark.
Anderson's Furniture and Mattress knows your sleep is important. That's why our mattress studio is one of the largest in the area. We've got Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and more. Tempur-Pedic mattresses start as low as $28 a month with up to 6 years interest-free financing. And Queen mattresses start at just $179. Plus, enjoy the comfort of our 90-day sleep guarantee and same-day delivery. And now, no credit needed.
Anderson's
Want to know one of the best ways to show your Saluki pride? I'm Luke Martin, voice of the SIU Salukis and proud owner of a Banterra Saluki Visa debit card. Being able to use a Saluki branded debit card with no fees at more than 55,000 ATMs and special Saluki offers is a perk. Knowing that my transactions go towards supporting SIU is a win. Plus, Banterra is the bank that you want as a partner. Stop by a Banterra branch for details. Banterra is a proud supporter of regional athletics. Member FDIC.
Contact Kenya Garner for an auto quote today.
Welcome you back. The coaches at Crown Brew getting coffee.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard gives me a lot of opportunities. I have the ability to serve close to home, wherever that may be in the volunteer state. It also provides tuition benefits, making it possible to get the education I've always wanted. And since my service is part-time, I can pursue my dream job in the career field I choose. With part-time service in the Army National Guard, I really can have it all.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Since 1999, Clark Natural Stone is a family-owned business that strives to not only offer you the best selection of rock and mulch in the country, but also provide you with the best service. Clark Natural Stone Slinger Truck is a great option when you need rock, sand, or gravel placed in an area not easily accessible to a conventional dump bed. To schedule your delivery or to ask any questions, call 618-997-3889 or visit our website, clarknaturalstone.com.
Hey, this is Michael Anderson, owner of Anderson Boys Trash Service. We are locally owned and operated. We are reliable and affordable. Weekly trash service. I look forward to hearing from you soon. I appreciate you, and my family appreciate the business. 618-925-1215, or you can check us out on Facebook at Anderson Boys Trash Service.
We welcome you back to Johnston City Indians semifinal football here as they take on the Maroa-Forsyth Trojans. This is the WFCN game of the week from Johnston City. It is halftime, and Garrett, it's been, aside from that last touchdown we saw from Johnston City, a complete domination so far by Maroa-Forsyth. If you want to go ahead and run us through what we've seen so far, we'll take a look at that with our Kemper CPA group. All right, so run us through what we've seen so far in this game, Garrett.
All right, we'll go over the scoring action. And Maroa-Forsyth got it going on their first drive. And it was on that wide open 41-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Shepard to Mitch Williams at the 10:49 mark to put them up 7-0. And then after that, they get right back on the board at the 6:49 mark in the first. A 30-yarder from Shepard to Williams again, 14-0 as the PAT is good. And then they're in the second quarter at 8:57 in quarter two to make it 21-0. 25-yard run from Ryan Shepard at the 6:34 mark in the second. Another touchdown after a punt block set them up on the goal line. Maroa-Forsyth, a 9-yard run for Canton Wilson, 28-0. Maroa got their final touchdown in the first half with 3:43 remaining. Shepard to Zach Smith, PAT no good. And Johnston City get their first touchdown with 6 seconds left in the half. A 21-yard touchdown pass from Caden Koenig to Nolan Causey to make it 34-6. 2-point conversion was no good. There you see the pass from Koenig to Causey. So he got out of the pocket and evaded some pressure. Good final pass there from Koenig. But, dominant showing from Maroa-Forsyth. But those are your Kemper CPA by the numbers in the first half. No mistakes. No mistakes whatsoever for the Trojans. They've been super clean, both sides of the football. And the little opportunities that Johnston City has given them, a fumble there, a little bit of a missed tackle there, missed assignment, those small windows. And they've taken advantage of all of those little creases that they've been given.
Yeah, and they've not just taken advantage of the little creases that they've been given in this game. They've also taken a lot of advantage when it comes to, they have an awesome defense. And Johnston City, once in a great while, they're able to kind of have a little bit of a breakout play. But really, Garrett, I would say the thing that Johnston City probably has done the best in this game is punt returns.
Kick returns.
Kick returns. Kick returns.
You don't want that to be your best.
Right.
But I'll say they've returned the ball better today than they have any other week of the postseason.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is their best, their strong suit here today. But good returns. They've set up around midfield for all their drives. But, you still got to finish those drives. You still got to complete those drives. You still got to go those 50-plus yards. Not been able to do it all but once. And by the time they got that conversion, finally cashed in with a touchdown, they were already 34 points down.
Yeah. Obviously, the winner of this game heads to the IHSA Class 2A state championship.
And I'll try to get you a final, but I know last look I had told you, I think Farmington – or maybe I don't remember. It was 19-12.
Farmington was behind. 19-12, I believe.
Well, that one is definitely over, and we'll get you a final. Here you go. 34-20. Palos Heights is going to the 2A state championship, and I'll try to pull up some other ones around in the state semifinals around Illinois. I know East St. Louis is playing. Belleville-Lauthoff is playing. East St. Louis had a lead in their game, so I'll see if I can figure that one out, but. It's safe to say they're probably a favorite no matter who they play. They are a dominant force.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break as we're just about ready to get back underway here in a bit here at Johnston City. We'll have more playoff football coming your way right after the break. You're listening to the WFCN Game of the Week here live from Johnston City.
Black Diamond Harley-Davidson presents Why I Ride.
Hi, I'm Les Ingram, and this is Why I Ride. I taught special education for 28 years. I haven't drank in 34 years. I needed something to relieve the stress, and the bike does it wonderfully. I've been riding 34 years. I currently have, through the Harley Owners Group, Ride 365, I have 649,607 miles. As a matter of fact, I don't want to go anywhere unless I'm traveling on the Harley.
Welcome to Wit and Wisdom, located at 202 North Market in downtown Marion, Illinois. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. Stop in and check out our spirit wear, custom tees, embroidery services, and more, all in a historical boutique setting. Check us out anytime online at www.witandwisdomstore.com.
The holiday season is officially here, and you won't want to miss the 3rd annual Very Merry Marion Holiday Parade, coming your way live next Sunday at 5:30 on WFCN News.
Hi, I'm Tyler Young with the Print Shop. We're here in Marion. We're on the square. We just got done doing some perforated vinyl here at Swinford Publications. So this is the vinyl that you can see out, but people can't see in, and it gives a nice little look and feel to a number of different kinds of businesses. So come see us at the Print Shop. We're at 1112 North Carbon, next to AutoZone behind Hardee's.
Contact Kenya Garner for an auto quote today.
It's a place to work hard, to learn, and to grow. It's a place to relieve stress and unwind. It's a place to have fun and enjoy time together. It's a place to be in your own space, to work out alongside friends, or to be part of a bigger community.
The Hub is the place where you belong.
Visit thehubmarion.com for more info.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard gives me a lot of opportunities. I have the ability to serve close to home, wherever that may be in the volunteer state. It also provides tuition benefits, making it possible to get the education I've always wanted. And since my service is part-time, I can pursue my dream job in the career field I choose. With part-time service in the Army National Guard, I really can have it all.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Welcome back to Johnston City as we are just about underway for the second half. The second half of football here as Johnston City takes on Maroa-Forsyth. Gary, you have some scores elsewhere in the semifinals across the state.
Yeah, I got some teams advancing. A huge milestone for these schools. Some of these teams getting to state championships for the first time. Some teams getting there for the millionth time.
Yeah.
Lena Winslow in 1A, they knock off Leroy. They win 42-13. They'll face the winner of Althoff and Camp Point Central. 2A, it looks like Maroa-Forsyth is well on their way, barring something monumental from Johnston City here in our game. But the winner here gets Palos Heights. They win 34-20 over Farmington. 3A, waiting on a score from Tolano Unity and Monticello, but the winner of that plays Lombard Montini. They win 42-12 over Wilmington. Chicago DePaul, they advance in the 4A. They'll play the winner of Mount Zion Normal. 5A, Nazareth Academy and Joliet Catholic will face off in the championship. 6A will see Geneva and East St. Louis. 7A, waiting on Batavia and Lincoln Way Central, but they'll face Chicago Mount Carmel, who's the team I mentioned that is there every year. So,
yeah.
Nothing from 8A, but we'll see if we can get something pulled together before we sign off at the end of this game.
So here we are. The Johnston City Indians will be receiving football to begin the second half of play. 12 minutes on the clock, and here comes the kick.
That's
from Maroa.
Logan Klein again. Kick is off, and it's going to bounce once and be fielded inside the 15. Returning is Causey, and he's wrapped up and dropped after crossing the 20, maybe at the 22, 23-yard line. That's where Johnston City sets up shop. First possession of quarter number 3. 5 seconds in.
I mentioned in the halftime that one of the main strong things that Johnston City has done today was good returns, but that's almost their worst return.
Yeah, that's okay. I
right.
mean, you got to score touchdowns regardless. So
right.
I wouldn't stress over it. You just need to find a way to try to march it down the field and to play a good half of football because, like we said, unless something crazy happens, as we get a carry here, working off the right edge. Gain of about 5 for Causey. Barring something crazy, this is your last half of the season. So play it clean, play it crisp, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, just do what you can. Mm-hmm. Just so happen if you look up at the end of at the scoreboard and whether you're trailing or leading,
mm-hmm.
at least give it what you got here in these final 2 quarters.
Yep. 11:24, second and 5 for the Indians. They have the ball on the 28-yard line.
Koenig under center. He's got Evan Sanders with him. Looked like we had some movement at the line. That's going to be a false start against Johnston City. Back them up 5 yards, 2nd and 10 coming up.
False start on the offense, the 5-yard penalty will place the ball back at the 23-yard line. 2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 5 turns into 2nd and 10. 11 minutes. Ball's going to be on the 23-yard line. Here's the snap. Hands it off.
That's Weaver rolling out. He's going left side looking for space, and he lost it. That ball got popped out at around the 30, and there's a scrum on the field for possession. And Johnston City hops back on top of it. So Weaver picked up yards, but again, the ball squirts out.
Yeah.
Johnston City not picking a great day to come out and lose possession on some of these footballs. They've lost a couple.
Yeah.
Fortunate to get back on top of that one.
Yep. Looked like there was a little bit of a confusion for a second from both sides on who exactly was on top of that ball. But yeah,
both
Johnston
sides going to
City-
plead their case.
Right.
3rd and 4 from the 29. Handoff.
That'll
Looking
be
left
enough.
side, a good carry that time from
Nope.
Trey Johnson.
That'll
You
be
notice
enough for a First Southern Bank first down.
He hesitated a little bit, Aaron. He waited for the hole to open up. Because I think if he would have went for that burst initially, he probably would have been brought down. But let his blockers do their thing and created a hole, and he got just enough.
Yeah.
Out to the 36. 9:50 to go, quarter 3. All Maroa-Forsyth, though. 34-6 the lead for the Trojans. Up the gut. Carry from Evan Sanders. Get to the 39, gain of 3. But the one thing I will say, Aaron, the aspect of Johnston City's play style that hurts them in this case is when you know how they run their offense, they slowly work their way down the field. When you're trailing by this amount of points, you can't really afford to take a lot of time going down the field. You need some big plays. Johnston City really doesn't have the firepower to do that unless they have a running back that breaks free. Carry. That's Trey Johnson again. He'll get out to the 44, gain of 5, 3rd and 2 coming up.
5-yard gain.
So it's great to have this style of offense when you're winning, but it's almost the polar opposite when you're trailing.
Yeah. So it'll be 3rd down and 2 now for the Indians. 8:45 left to go. Ball spotted on the 44-yard line.
Koenig gets the snap, and they go to Sanders again, and he has a First Southern Bank first down. Got just enough. Looked like he needed 2, and he got a little over 2.
Yep.
3-yard gain to the 47. 1st and 10.
Put him at the 47-yard line. JC approaching midfield. It's just hard to come back from a 34-point deficit, and that's what Johnston City has to do. They're going to come back today as they trailed at 34-0 before that touchdown late in the second. Handoff working the outside down to the 50 is Trey Johnson.
The tackle was made by 9, Troy Pulliam. The gain is into.
And Maroa, even though they're giving up yards here, Aaron, the timer is rolling, and they are A-OK if this goes all the way down and Johnston City scores. They don't want them to score, but they know if they do, a lot of time's coming off the clock. Koenig, looked like they went back to Sanders. Maybe 1 yard on the carry.
0, Evan Sanders carrying the ball for the Indians.
Yep, 1 yard. 3rd and 6. Maroa in a great spot. You give up points, it's not a big deal because, like I was saying, all this time will come off the clock with that score.
Right.
You've got a lot of cushion. Handoff, it's a breakthrough, big first down run out to the 35 for Trey Johnson, a First Southern Bank first down.
So that'll bring the ball up to the 36-yard line. 6:45 left to go. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians.
I will say, out of the ball carriers, Aaron, he has seemed to be the guy that's kind of gotten a couple of decent plays today. I'll try to go to Causey this time. He'll push for 2 yards. Down to the 34 of Maroa.
So to gain a 2 on that play, 2nd and 8 now.
Johnston City moving down the field, but they've already chewed up half of this third quarter.
Here's the snap.
They'll go back to Johnson, working off the right blocker, and he slipped. Did pick up a couple of yards. Was going to go down around that spot regardless, but it looked like he slipped before the tackler got to him. Either way, it'll be at the 32-yard line of Maroa. Another pickup of 2. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Johnston City Indians.
3rd down, 6 yards.
5:35 to go. So, yeah, you score here, Aaron. The thing is, I'm not sure you'll get the ball back enough times to even get up to 34 points with the pace of play that you have.
That's the problem. When you allow a deficit as much as 42 points, or excuse me, 34 points, yeah, there's just not a lot you can do, especially when you're not even able to get on the board until literally the very end of the first half.
4th and 4, another 2-yard gain, this time from Sanders. They can't afford a 4th consecutive 2-yard gain or else they'll turn it over.
Yeah.
That's 2 or 3 straight 2-yard rush attempts from 3 different guys. Needing 4. 4th and 4, the Maroa 30 with 4:50 to go, quarter 3, 34-6. Maroa-Forsyth leading Johnston City. They go back to Sanders. He is not going to have it. We got a flag thrown in late.
Helmet.
And another flag. Another flag late. It looked like the first one was going to go against Maroa, but then maybe something against Johnston City after the play. I'm not sure, but it looked like the flags were definitely on separate instances, so we'll wait and see. But I think we might have some penalties on both sides.
Yeah. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left here, and we'll see what the penalty is.
Obviously, a couple of things because they're getting together to discuss it. So definitely a couple of different things they're going over and to determine what the flags will be and what the yardage will be and where they have to spot this, what down it'll be. A lot of factors whenever there's more than one flag, especially when they're against different teams. One during the play, one was after the play. That one was thrown in right before Sanders was forced out. And then the next one was thrown in right around the areas, and almost it looked like an unsportsmanlike was thrown in. But we'll see.
I wasn't sure exactly what it was, but the Johnston City coaches were definitely not happy with a couple of their players.
Well, we got a face mask against the defense, but I saw a Maroa helmet end up flying off. So,
I'm not sure if that was a result of the unsportsmanlike possibly, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be unsportsmanlike against Johnston City after the play. So it's going to be a first down. So the face mask gives Johnston City a first down. For 15 yards. But then a 15-yard unsportsmanlike brings it back to the 30. So you're in the same spot, but the key for Johnston City is the one that happened during the play resulted in an automatic first down.
Yeah.
So they'll get a new set of downs just from the same spot. If they didn't get that unsportsmanlike, they'd be setting up at the 15
right.
But regardless, that penalty helped them because they were going to be short of the yard to gain on that 4th down carry.
Yeah.
But the face mask gives them a new life. Koenig, hands off. Causey cuts up. Got a couple. He rolled out to the right side of the field and saw a couple of defenders and had to cut up field just to get a little bit of positive yardage, and he gets a couple of yards. Looks like he got another 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 from the 28. 4 minutes, that's it. Johnston City might run this whole third quarter out without giving the ball back.
Yeah.
And see, that's why it would have been such a big advantage if they're a team that takes the lead at the half, because they don't really give the other team the ball whenever their offense is going well. It just hasn't been tonight. Koenig, he'll roll back and look to throw. He has a man. Throws out to the left. He hits his receiver across the 10, down to the 5. He put it right into the pocket of Trey Johnson.
Well, and, a big play like that, and I was just looking over some of the comments over on our streams, and a lot of people asking, why aren't the Indians throwing more?
You want me to?
Yeah.
It's not why they're here. I think they're here because of, you try to run off of your strengths. We've not seen Koenig throw it a whole lot. I think they get into the pocket. Maroa-Forsyth, that is. I think they've gotten into the backfield pretty easily. Whenever Koenig's had to drop back, maybe a couple more times, but they're here because of their run game. And as they get stood up on the goal line, it's 1st and 4. It's going to be a second down around the same spot. But on that same point, all the options they have, all the weapons they have offensively, it just hasn't gotten going. And the fact that it hasn't can be attributed that Maroa has kept Johnston City's offense off the field for a good chunk of this ball game. And it's tough. It's not easy. I do get what they're saying, though. A couple more times, 3rd and 8, and you run it. I get that.
You do
absolutely.
Well, and you also have to take into account,
right now, you definitely, you're trying to make a comeback.
Right. But when you're down as much as they are, 34-6, if you are,
I just don't think it's their play style. It's almost like asking, is it going to be 3rd and a couple from the goal line? It's like, you watch Army or Navy. They always play a big game every year against each other late in the college football season. Those teams don't throw the football, and they can be 10-0, 11-0. It's just their identity. Similar to Johnston City, just not a team that throws it. Koenig isn't going to throw it, and you hate to just try to make it a quarterback battle because he'll lose that.
And if they
to Ryan Shepard,
if they were to throw it, you take the risk of either really being out of the game and throwing a bunch of interceptions. That'll be a touchdown for Johnston City. That was, we'll see who that was that ran it. It's kind of hard to tell from our vantage point. Can you tell, Garrett?
Well, it was up the gut. We'll see if we get a word from our public address announcer on who ran it in.
But if you throw, you obviously take the risk of either really blowing the game with a lot of interceptions or getting a little bit closer. I think no matter what you do, if
you
you're in the
take
coaching
some
position
chances,
here,
though, at this point.
Right,
so
you do.
I get everyone's thoughts on or ideas of, why aren't they throwing it? I just meant maybe in the first half why they weren't. But now you kind of got to do whatever you can.
Yeah, to get back in the game.
2-point efforts for Johnston City. Koenigs will just keep it. He cuts up. He's in. He's got a 2-pointer.
So we will, let's see, 2:25 left here in the third quarter. So Johnston City gets their second touchdown of the game. Now 34-14. They cut the lead for Maroa down a little bit. Not a lot, though. But
a 2-pointer, though. You're down 20 points, and crazier things have happened. You just hate that your drive took so much time.
Right.
But it was a good drive. Johnston City, their last 2 drives, they marched down the field and scored.
Yeah.
It's just you spotted the other team 34 points.
Yeah. Yeah, and what we just saw was their first drive of the half. So they've blown a lot.
The other sideline, we gave up a score. This is what Maroa's thinking. Yeah, we gave up a touchdown, but we are A-okay with it.
Right.
We're up 20 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, ideally they use all that time and don't score, but hey, they used 10 minutes of clock.
Right.
They are just fine with that. The offense just needs to go out there. They're going to try to chew a little bit of time too. They might put the foot down and try to go score one more time and really knock this one out.
Right.
I think they will try to score, but you'll see them chew a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You saw how quick they went earlier. I think they'll slow it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that drive took 9 minutes and 26 seconds for the Indians.
And officially got the word. They were in that scrum, but it was Hayden Burton who got the touchdown run from 3 yards out. Kicked off, fielded around the 30-yard line, and out to the 35 is where Maroa will set up for their first possession of quarter 3. 34-14, Maroa-Forsyth leading Johnston City here from Johnston City. The Class 2A state semifinal. Winner plays Palos Heights Chicago Christian as they knocked off Farmington 34-20. In the other semifinal, Play up in normal for that state championship. Pass out to the right. Caught by Smith. He's across the 40 and drugged down at the 42-yard line. A good gain of 7 yards through the air for Maroa-Forsyth. They'll say just 6 yards. We'll put him 2nd and 4 at the 41. 3 to the left, 1 to the right for the quarterback, Shepard, with a back to his right. 1:40 to go, quarter 3. Snap out of the shotgun. Shepard quick fires, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That's Zach Smith. He would have had first down yardage, but it went through his arms. Tackler would have been there, but it would have been enough for a first down, but the drop pass from Zach Smith, the leading receiver for Maroa, brings up a 3rd and 4.
Man, it'd be
get a stop here and
yeah,
and then at least you get to say, let's see what happens.
It'd be a big positive for Johnston City.
Let's see what happens. You
Yeah.
get a stop here instead of having to wonder about what could have happened.
Right. 3rd and 4, 137. Here's the snap. Looking to throw, and he is nearly brought down, and he is brought down.
Probably a smart play. Shepard just slid
Yeah.
down. He didn't want to make a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Just slides down, takes the sack. 4th down, they'll punt it away. I actually like the play from Shepard
Yeah.
in terms of a mental standpoint, knowing that you're up 20.
Right.
Don't just throw a stupid interception.
No.
Smart play from him to go down. Yeah, you give him the ball back, but at least make them do what they just did.
Right.
So Johnston City will take it, but I think Maroa is okay with it. But a huge stop for Johnston City. Is that their first stop of the ball game?
So. I believe so, yeah. 57 seconds, and they're going to punt it away.
That one was nearly blocked,
Yeah,
but it's
it
a good
was.
punt on the way. That was
And
Williams.
it's a roll in the right direction for Maroa, too. It'll stop around right at the 20-yard line.
Right at the 20. So a good play from Shepard to just go down, and then a great punt to make Johnston City have to march 80 yards. So you got to go 80 yards now.
Like I said, Garrett, we were talking about the whether you throw or not here. I mean, my opinion, you've got to.
You do now. I mean, for sure.
You can't just keep your running game when you're 34-14. If you want to have a hope of anything, you have to run. You have to throw the ball here.
Yeah, but you don't want to get one-dimensional. You can't
Right.
just throw the ball. Let's see a good balance here. from
A
Johnston
good
City.
mix, yeah, between run and throw, yeah.
No win.
And also, if you are running with the time, it helps sometimes to
Use
draw
the-
up plays where you can get out of bounds to stop the clock, too.
Even for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, find the sidelines. Instead, this first play, they'll run it up the gut, and you guessed it, a gain of 2 yards to the 22-yard line. So we're down to 30 seconds left in the third. I will say Johnston City, at a minimum, has made this ball game interesting.
Yeah.
As they've cut it from 34 down to now just 20 down, and they have the football back.
Yep.
The problem is they've only got 12 minutes and 20 seconds to try to make something happen.
Yeah. Just about to end the third quarter of play here. Clock's ticking past 12 seconds now.
And
they're just going to let it go. Let the clock tick down.
That is shocking to me.
Yeah.
That they would do that. That is shocking that they don't want to get a playoff. But end of the third, Maroa-Forsyth 34, Johnston City 14. Through 3 quarters, Maroa 1 quarter away from going to the state championship. This is the WFCN Game of the Week.
Since 1999, Clark Natural Stone is a family-owned business that strives to not only offer you the best selection of rock and mulch in the country, but also provide you with the best service. Clark Natural Stone Slinger Truck is a great option when you need rock, sand, or gravel placed in an area not easily accessible to a conventional dump bed. To schedule your delivery or to ask any questions, call 618-997-3889 or visit our website, clarknaturalstone.com.
Welcome to Wit and Wisdom, located at 202 North Market in downtown Marion, Illinois. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. Stop in and check out our spirit wear, custom tees, embroidery services, and more, all in a historical boutique setting. Check us out anytime online at www.witandwisdomstore.com.
Welcome back to the WFCN game of the week. A lot of work to do here for the Indians as it'll be Maroa with the Indians with the football to begin the fourth quarter of play here.
2nd and 7 from the 23. It's another carry, working to the right. That was Sanders.
Sanders, the ball carrier, out to the 26.
Out to the 26. Gain of 3. 3rd and 4 coming up for Johnston City with just 11:40 left in this contest. They have got to get a move on.
Yeah, they do.
I questioned the whole not getting another playoff before the 3rd. You can't work. You got to get moving. Time is not on your side. Outer edge is Jace Weaver.
He was able to get an extra 5 yards on that, barely without stepping out.
And
so that'll be around the 40-yard line.
He had a lot more faith in himself than I did about getting to that edge. I didn't know if he'd get the angle there at the corner, and he somehow did.
That stops the clock, too. Yep.
Got him out to what? What did they mark it?
Around the
36.
Yeah.
So a good gain of 10. The snap. They go right back to Weaver, falling forward, up the middle.
Weaver, the ball carrier for the Indians.
They'll say at the 38.
Case to the 38, 2nd and
Gain of 2 on 1st and 10. I've been saying that a lot.
Yeah.
Gain of 2. Koenig back under there with 10:40 left. He'll just keep it and dropped at the 40. Actually, the defender helped him gain a couple of yards. So Aaron, it's a carry, a gain of, you guessed it, 2 yards.
We've said that a lot tonight. So 3rd down for the Indians. 3rd and 6 now. In the zone where you have to get first downs. If you don't,
no more 2-yard gains. How's that?
No more 2-yard gains. They're gonna.
That's Koenig, the handoff to Causey. So they said, okay, we'll get what? 3-yard gain?
If it's 2,
I don't think it's 2.
ball spotted up at the 43-yard line.
He said, all right, well, we won't gain 2. We'll gain 3. 4th down coming up and 3 yards to go.
Maybe they'll gain 4 now, though, for a first down.
3 will do it. 3 will do it here.
Yeah.
But
they're on a rhythm now. 2, 3, maybe they'll gain 4 to get the
maybe 44.
Extra. Yeah.
They need it. 9:30 left. 34-14. Maroa-Forsyth. A must first down for Johnston City's season. Up the middle, there's Johnston powering forward, staying on his feet. He's at the 45 to the 40, trying to beat a man. He's knocked out of bounds at the 32. What a carry from Trey Johnson.
Big first down for Johnston City to stay alive here, and what hope they have left in this fourth quarter. 9 minutes, 16 seconds to go.
You just hate how this is going in terms of how good they've played the past 2-3 possessions compared to Maroa. Keeping Maroa's offense off the field, it's just you let them get such a huge lead, and you hate to think about that. It goes back to the blocked punt.
Yep.
Or the not able to convert down here. Or the pass that would have brought up 4th down that went through the receiver's hands and into a different one.
Yep.
There's so many plays you can look at and be like, man, that
would
one
have changed
play
the course. Yeah.
could totally change this. Even if you give Johnston City a touchdown and Maroa has one less, you're in a one-score game currently.
Right.
Because that would, draw it closer. A lot of woulda, shoulda, coulda, but all I know is Johnston City's a good effort here to finish this thing strong. 2nd and 8 at the 31. Toss to Weaver, working right side. He cuts up at the 25, at the 20. Jace Weaver's down the middle for a touchdown.
22-yard touchdown for Jace Weaver. Yeah, you are right, Garrett. Man, what you just said, absolutely correct. If they just one less touchdown would make this, so much. I mean, there's still 8 minutes, 27 seconds. Anything can happen. It's football. But,
Just get into the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and you can't do that. But, man, you hate that. But like I was saying, you'd love to see the effort for Johnston City. And they've made it to where Maroa's got some pressure. They give it to Weaver, working right or left side, and he's in. He powers forward for the 2-point conversion. .8:27 left, 22 unanswered points. Maroa is not out of the woods just yet. Now Johnson City's due for that big turnover somehow.
Yeah.
And then it would really get interesting.
Wouldn't that be something? Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, though. So, yeah, I'll say this much. It's playoff football.
They just showed up to the party a little too late.
Yeah. It's playoff football, and absolutely anything can happen. So whether you are on Maroa or you're on Johnson City's side, never let all your hopes diminish. Because
they showed up a little late to the party.
Yeah.
And we'll see if they've got any shot. 8:27 is a lot of time, like you said.
Yeah.
But they probably need a turnover somewhere.
Yeah.
To get this to be even more possible. But man, I'm just glad it's a good ball game. It's competitive again.
It's getting there, yeah. It was
pretty bleak.
Yeah, it was pretty bleak for a good majority.
I was trying to keep you awake up here. You were falling asleep.
Yeah, gotta get some more blood running through the vessels.
I think if we would have had seats up here, I think you would be asleep. But since we're standing, you kept yourself awake.
Yes. Yeah, and while we have a little bit of a break here, no matter how this game ends up tonight for the Indians or for Maroa, you really have to give credit to how well of a season the Indians have put together here, as well as the Trojans.
It's been fun, right?
Right.
Game.
Absolutely.
2 really good football teams. Awesome setup. Piggybacking off what you're saying, credit to both the Indians and the Trojans. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, and you see the fight. You see the fight in both teams.
And they'll go for the onside kick, and it's fielded pretty easily. And just getting on top of it, downing it is Maroa, right at midfield. So Johnson City trying to recover an onside kick and get the ball back, but the kick unfortunately went right to the first line of Trojans. And wisely got on top of that thing and just downed the football. Was not going to try to advance it and risk a fumble. I will say, good mental awareness for this Trojan team. You can't find that on paper when you don't see them and you just look up stats. But they're a really smart football team.
Yeah. Here's the snap. He hands it off, and that'll be enough for a first Southern Bank first down. He's still on his feet.
That's Williams. Williams is still on his feet out inside the 10, and he is gone. He bounced off 4 or 5 tacklers. Mitch Williams from 50 yards out.
Shows you how much of a quality team the Maroa-Forsyth Trojans are, and, you're just getting some hope up here. The Indians fans were for their team.
They said, I don't think
that
so.
happens, yeah. So a big, nearly 50-yard touchdown run.
Right at 50 yards.
Right at 50. Huge. That's got to be a candidate for our.
I wasn't sure if they gave that a run or a pass. I wasn't sure if Shepard pushed it forward or dumped it sideways, but I think originally they announced it as a run. So
they're going to go for the extra point. And
it'll be through 41-22. How about the response? Got a flag out there late. Something against the defense. That's going to be looks like decline. PAT is going to be good. 8:14 left. How about that? 13 seconds after the Weaver touchdown. Yeah, they credit Mitch Williams with the rush. It's not a pass, so Williams with a 50-yard touchdown run.
Eight minutes, 14 seconds left to go, and Johnston City will have the football again here.
All right, let's make it a back and forth final 8-14. Now it's Johnston City's turn. See if they can try to get a quick one and keep running this score up. Both of these teams finishing strong in this second half. It doesn't take quick for them to respond. Maroa, I mean, that in the blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
If you ran to the stand and got yourself a hot dog, well, you missed the touchdown.
Right.
You're thinking you could get it in between.
If you looked behind you for 5 seconds, you would have missed it.
Here's a return for Johnston City. Fielded at the 15. That's Causey down at the 29. 8:10 left.
First down Indians at their own 29.
So it'll be first down for the Indians at the 29-yard line, their own 29.
Koenig back out there. Gets to the huddle late. They get their sign or their play call. And he's under center. Handoff. Up the middle. Pyle pushing forward, still going. Out across the 35. That Pyle just kept on moving.
Yep.
They'll mark it at what, the 37? 8 yards for Evan Sanders. Credit to the lineman that time for helping move the pile.
7:40 left to go. Second and just 2 now for the Indians. They'll hand it off.
It's Weaver. Toss out to the left. He gets around the edge, across the 40, out to the 35, or the 45 rather.
That'll be enough for a First Southern Bank first down for Jace Weaver.
Yeah, getting close to midfield. 45-yard line.
8-yard gain on that play. First and 10 at the 45.
It'll be first and 10 at the 45 for the Indians after the 8-yard gain for Weaver. Clock ticking 7:16. And here's the snap.
Weaver
Another
again.
Nice gain for Weaver, about 6 yards.
Out across midfield to the 49. 7 minutes remaining.
Ball spotted at the 49, gain of 6, second and 4.
Second and 4. Koenig rolls out, looking to get rid of it. Throws it, and it was batted down.
The pass is batted down, incomplete, brings up.
That was Troy Pulliam, and he had a chance to hit him in the number.
Mm-hmm.
Could have picked that off, and he would have been to the house as well. That would have been a pick 6 if he was able to haul that in. But that just goes to show they don't throw it a whole lot. Bring up 3rd and 4. But even when they did there, you saw how quickly they got to Koenig.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a split second they are getting on him whenever he drops back to pass, just to get out of the pocket immediately, or else it's going to be a sack right as it snaps. Koenig under center, 3rd and 4. He'll drop back, finally dump it off to Sanders. He has first down yardage down to the 40-yard line. So a little dump off to the back, out of the backfield from Koenig to Sanders to the 40 for 9 yards and a First Southern Bank first down.
9-yard gain.
6:26 left to go here in the 4th quarter. First and 10 for the Indians on the 40-yard line. .6:10 on the clock.
Koenig, man in motion, drops back, looking to throw again. Down the middle. It is intercepted, picked off, going back the other way. That is picked off by Caden Birmingham, who's got it back out to the 45-yard line. Picked off around the 20 and gets about a 26-yard return. And that might be the seal on it.
That's the nail in the coffin, yeah. Yeah, you can't afford that if you're the Indians. So Maroa-Forsyth will take back over 46-yard line. That's where it'll be 1st and 10. 5 minutes, 51 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Maroa-Forsyth looking to punch their ticket to the IHSA Class 2A state championship game.
Yep, up in a good spot. If they're smart, run some time. They don't have to keep trying to throw for first downs, but Shepard will drop back and throw it, and it's going to be completed, so the timer keeps winding. Pass across the 50 to the 47. That's Zach Smith on the catch. Pickup of 7.
The ball is spotted at the 48, 2nd down.
Second down and short coming up. 5:20 left. Timer starting to wind a little bit more than Maroa is used to doing. They're chewing some of that down. Toss out of the backfield to the back. That's Wilson. He's right and powers forward to the 45-yard line.
Will be really close to the first down marker.
He's going to be about a yard short. 3rd and 1.
5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're running 2 plays here if needed, I would think, to try to keep this thing rolling. Shepard in the shotgun with the back behind him. Gets the snap. There's the handoff. Wilson works right. He is going to be dropped, and I don't think he got anything. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. Didn't pick up any yardage. 4th and 1. Just stood up. I think you run it anyways. 4th and 1. You keep the timer going. And if you don't get it, Johnston still got a lot of work to do. But if you convert, you just keep on chewing clock.
Oh, yeah.
So I would go for this, and I think they will, as they're in plus territory at the JC 45.
Call a timeout.
Yeah, they'll call a timeout beforehand. And again, that gives me the idea that you don't really call a timeout unless you're going to go for it. If you're going to just punt it, you'll just take penalty yardage. But the fact that they're calling a timeout, they're going to dial up the play and try to get this 1 yard and not send it away.
All right, with that, we'll take a timeout as well. We'll be right back. You're listening to the WFCN Game of the Week here, semifinal edition on the Swinford Media Group.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard gives me a lot of opportunities. I have the ability to serve close to home, wherever that may be in the volunteer state. It also provides tuition benefits, making it possible to get the education I've always wanted. And since my service is part-time, I can pursue my dream job in the career field I choose. With part-time service in the Army National Guard, I really can have it all.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
The holiday season is officially here, and you won't want to miss the 3rd annual Very Merry Marion Holiday Parade, coming your way live next Sunday at 5:30 on WFCN News.
Welcome back to Johnson City. Maroa-Forsyth with the football here. 4th and 1, they're going to go for it.
As
with
they
4:15 left to go.
As they should go for it. 4th and 1 here. Put it away on your own terms. Shepard drops back, looking to get rid of it. Has a man. He's got a first down to the 40-yard line. That was Zach Smith again on the reception. Only needed 1 yard, and they get 5 with 4 minutes left. It's definitely the right play, though, in that spot to go for it. Because now you can take this thing all the way down to 000 and not give the ball back to Johnston City.
Yeah.
And even if you do give it back, you're giving it back to them with less time than what they would have had. Handoff again. Out of the backfield is Wilson. He'll get maybe 1 yard. They'll put him at the 39 for a 1 yard gain.
39-yard line. 2nd and 9.
3 minutes, 8 seconds to go. 2nd and 9 for Maroa-Forsyth. Here's the snap. He's
just going to take a sack.
Yep.
Shepard rolled out to the 50, had nothing downfield. Credit to Johnston City secondary, and he just takes a sack at midfield. Just slid down, another one of those plays. I'm going to look for a shot downfield, and if I don't have one, I'm just going to go down and not run a risk. But if they give you something, he's going to take it. Johnston City just played good defense in coverage. 3rd and 19 from the JC 49. 2:25 left on Johnston City's campaign. Shepard drops back out of the reach of a defender, and that's picked off at the 30-yard line by Jace Weaver.
Be a lot more energetic, though, if there wasn't a 19-point lead, though, by Maroa. Man, and you got to go back to that touchdown that they had right after Jace Weaver ran it in. I mean, what was it? The whole...
It was a 50-yarder for Mitch Williams.
Yeah, Mitch Williams.
Hey, take your victories, though. A nice play for Weaver in coverage.
Yeah.
In the secondary, he's picked off a pass again. He's been great both sides of the football. And, we talked about Maroa potentially not letting JC get the ball back, but at least now the Indians get the ball and get a chance to maybe march down for one final trip here in 2024. Carry, no gain, maybe half a yard. 2 minutes left. Sanders got, maybe give him a yard.
He's to the 31-yard line. 2nd down and 9.
2nd and 9 for the Indians, 31-yard line.
Yeah, they will give him that 1 yard, but it looked like he was stood up right at the line, so not a whole lot of movement for JC's offense on that first play. 1:45 to go in the game. Koenig rolls out, has Causey wide open. Does he hit him? He did. Was he in bounds? He was. Completed out near the 50. Somehow got the feet in. That's into Maroa territory at the 49 for a first Southern Bank first down.
49, 20-yard gain.
Give him 20 yards through the air. Koenig to Causey. He just got those feet in before being shoved out. Koenig, hand off Weaver. Weaver gets right back to the line, it looks like. And we got a timeout called by Johnston City with 1:29 remaining in quarter 4. 41-22 Maroa-Forsyth.
With that, we'll take a quick timeout as well. You're listening to the WFCN Game of the Week.
Welcome you back. The coaches at Crown Brew getting coffee.
Contact Kenya Garner for an auto quote today.
2nd and 10 for the Johnston City Indians at the 49-yard line, looking to make one last big touchdown of the season as Maroa-Forsyth looks to punch their ticket to the IHSA Class 2A state championship.
The winner gets a date with Palos Heights, who knocked off Farmington. Koenig back to pass. Hits the receiver out across the 45, knocked out around the 42-yard line. That was Wyatt Henderson on the reception, a pickup of 7.
Gain of 7.
.121 left. Timer stops.
3rd and 3 for the Indians. Ball's on the 42-yard line. 3 yards to go. Here is the snap.
Koenig back to throw. Has Causey. He hits him. Causey hangs on for Southern Bank first down as he gets out to about the 37.
Indian first down. 1:12 left to go. In the fourth quarter, they're going to have to work quick here. One minute.
Koenig, end around, handoff, left side, plenty of space, out just shy of the 30.
Good decision to get out of bounds there, obviously, Garrett, as that will stop
Trey
the clock.
Johnston. Johnston got knocked out. Defender forced him out.
Now all of the water is leaking for Johnston City. Yeah, they got it under control now.
46 seconds left. 2nd and 5 coming up. Looks like a long 5 based on where the markers are down on that far sideline.
46.4 seconds to go. 2nd and 5, 32-yard line. Here's the snap.
Koenig has Causey wide open, and he didn't see him. He's just going to take off and run. Koenig plows through a defender, but man, he got some yardage there for a first Southern Bank first down, but he missed Causey on the right side. I think he gets the ball to Causey some way or the other. Probably a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's how wide open he was. So missed chance there. They do move the chains, though.
37.7 seconds. Johnston City continues to move the ball. 1st and 10. 25-yard line. Here's the snap. That's Causey.
Flag thrown. Out around area. Looks like it's going to be holding. I would assume that's in the area of holding, and that's what it is against Johnston City. (41-22). JC looking for a final punch to finish their season. They're going to come up short in this semifinal. Maroa-Forsyth heading to the championship. Unless Johnston City can draw up a 20-point play here. I've yet to see that happen, so
that would be national news if that happened. I mean, honestly, we'd be on World News Tonight if that occurred.
So we mentioned Palos Heights will face Maroa-Forsyth in that 2A championship on Friday in Normal. 32 seconds left, Aaron.
Well,
and it's been a fun journey, though.
It has been, and
it's been nice.
We've got to cover a lot of local teams this season, not just the Indians. Obviously, they made it the furthest, so they're going to get all the attention right now. But, you looked at the amount of teams that made the playoffs this season. A lot of good quality football this season in Southern Illinois.
And look at all the teams that, like you said, we covered. We covered a lot of teams that don't get a lot of exposure.
Right.
You're covering a team like Christopher, covering a team like Cesar. That's always got success. But they don't have a lot of coverage outside of right there in Cesar or Villiers. So,
right.
Great to see that. We covered the big dogs, like you said, Benton Rangers, the Carterville Lions, obviously Johnston City. We covered West Frankfort, who's a postseason team. We covered Harrisburg, who was a postseason team. It's been fun, and it's good to get this exposure for all these kids that deserve it.
Right. And there's going to be more teams to watch next year that definitely can. They got good quality teams that can make a postseason run. Keep an eye next season, keeping a close eye on the very hopeful Marion Wildcats. They're going to have a good quality team next year. I was speaking to their coach a couple weeks ago, the postseason wrap up. Here's the snap.
Koenig hits Weaver out of the backfield. He's across the 30, gets a blocker out after passing the 25. And we got a flag thrown in late. It was 1st and 20 from the 35 following the holding. And we'll see where this ends up being spotted after the penalty marker, but it looked like maybe something against the defense, maybe a late hit.
Might have been. Looked like that could have been the case right around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be unsportsmanlike against the defense. So the original gain got them to the 23, but then you tack on some penalty yardage, and that'll spot it, down at the 12?
12-yard line. 23.5 seconds to work with for the Johnson City Indians, looking to put one last touchdown on their successful season as they've made it to the IHSA semifinals here.
Yeah, and a very positive second half for Johnson City.
Oh, yeah,
They've
absolutely.
Looked really
they've
good.
only allowed one touchdown. And honestly,
they've scored a couple, and then they scored the one late in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Scored 3 of the last 4 scores.
Just all the damage for Johnson City came in the first quarter.
Really came
Yeah.
really early in that game. Two scores, and we weren't even at 6 minutes left in quarter one. Toss to Weaver, working right. He'll throw it, and incomplete. Man, they had Maroa fooled. Weaver had his receiver open. That was Causey, and underthrew him. And Causey had a good effort to try to get it, but that's a tough ask to try to catch that. Weaver underthrew his guy when he had him in space. They had the defense full, thought Weaver was going to take off for the end zone, but they pull out the trickery and just unable to get the ball up at the chest of Causey.
This will be the last game for, big players for Johnson City like Nolan Causey, like Evan Sanders, who are both seniors this year. We'll have Weaver coming back next year.
And a lot of guys, they'll get their field general and Koenig back as well. He's going to be dropped as that ball loose. They say incomplete. He was rolled back to the 20. They're going to call it incomplete with a little under 11 seconds left. Yeah, you get that guy out there, and he's a big part of their offense in terms of really managing the field and the offense for Johnston City. They get a lot of guys back. Yeah, you get some of them big dudes in terms of the yardage and all that. And what you mentioned, Sanders and Causey. But this Johnson City program is a next man up mentality. There's going to be guys next year taking those new roles and in stride because they're already getting reps at them right now. And I expect no setbacks for JC next year. Koenig rolling right, looking for a seam. Tosses near the corner, and it's over the reach of Trey Johnson.
3.1 seconds left.
Final play of the season, you would think, so you might as well throw it into the end zone, and maybe you get a touchdown to end it.
Yeah.
Doesn't really do you any good to throw it short of the end zone.
No.
Throw it to the end zone and finish strong, try to get something off. It's 4th down, so, you might as well just throw it in there and see if one of your talented receivers or backs can go get it. Cut it both sides. Good, fun, clean football game today. A couple of really good teams with some really good football players, and we're glad we got to be able to bring you some coverage. Koenig under center, 3.1 from the 12-yard line. He'll roll back. One final play. Rolling left. Koenig will toss corner. It's incomplete. That is a flag late. So we'll await the flag.
Pass is incomplete.
Looks like an illegal forward pass. He might have been across the line of scrimmage, so that's going to be the ball game. So he was across the line of scrimmage. It's going to be an illegal forward pass. That's the ball game. 41-22. Maroa-Forsyth gets the win over Johnston City. I think great ball game. And unfortunate how it went for Johnston City, but man, a fun game. Great for us and a lot of people to get the experience to see a team we don't normally see and see the different style of offense that they run. A lot of credit to them, and it was a really good showing. And the Trojans, that first half, they really put a beating on Johnson City, and that proved the difference, Aaron. And, really good performance. And you tip your hat to both of them. And it's unfortunate for Indians Nation, but another great season. And it just seems like this happens every year to this town.
Yeah.
This year went a little deeper than some of the years. I know they went to semis a couple years ago, but the expectation that comes with the football program here is very high. And this year they went and met those expectations and exceeded them. So
Yeah.
a great, great season for the Indians. Best of luck to Maroa-Forsyth in that title game against Palos Heights. It's a fun team. It'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
They'll do that national, or the IHSA will broadcast it. I don't remember what the channel is down here, but it's always fun. On Friday, Saturday, you get to watch all those state championships consecutively. And we know, at least in the 2A, the team we got to see today is a really good team going up there.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. We also want to thank everyone who has made our broadcast possible all season long, as we will have the post-game show coming your way here in just a moment. Special thanks to Ross Swinford making all the graphics for us that you see on your screen, as well as Drew Smith down on the sidelines, as well as some others who are helping us out today. Tony Kendrick down there with photos, and also a special thanks to Sheila with Shooting Star Sports Photography here in Johnston City, who's been very helpful as the Indians have made their playoff run. We thank them and everyone else who have been leaving out in making this a very successful first season for the WFCN Game of the Week. The Deaconess Illinois postgame show is coming your way right after this break. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WFCN News Game of the Week.
Presented by Swinford Media Group. Get ready for a WFCN Game of the Week. Powered by our incredible sponsors. Watermark Auto Group. John A. Logan College. Black Diamond Harley Davidson. Moreland Bishop McDonald's. Deaconess Illinois Medical Center. Chick-fil-A, coming soon to Marion. Anderson's Furniture and Mattress. The Illinois Army National Guard. Legence Bank. Kemper's CPA Group. The City of Heron. The City of Cesar. Banterra Bank. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. The Bank of Heron. State Farm Kenya Garner. SIU Credit Union. Southern Trust Bank. The Print Shop at Pieces of Learning. First Southern Bank. Anderson Boys Trash Service. State Bank of Whittington. Urology Institute.
All right, we welcome you back here to Johnston City. This is the Deaconess Illinois postgame show, and you see on the field the Indians there getting a postseason talk from head coach Todd Thomas as they are going to be eliminated in the semifinals. Your final score, Maroa-Forsyth 41, Johnston City 22. I'm Aaron Price, joined alongside Garrett Smith. We would like to thank you for watching our games all season long, not just Johnston City, but everywhere. Garrett, what went right and what went wrong for the Indians in today's game?
Well, the problem, Aaron, was, like we said it a couple times, it was a little late getting going. You know, Had a 5 p.m. start a couple weeks ago. They probably wish this game started at 5 because that's about when they started going. And they were already about 20, 30 points down at that point. Second half, they won the second half pretty easily, in my opinion. They were going to score again. They just ran out of time.
Right.
Second half was all Johnston City. It's just that's how much better Maroa was in the first half than Johnston City was. They were able to get outplayed in the second half and still have a sizable lead. Johnston City just coughed it up. I think they turned it over they fumbled it once through a pick, had another fumble that they jumped on, but you only made a couple of mistakes, but those couple of mistakes loom really large when the other team makes no mistakes. And that's what we saw. Maroa won the battle in terms of the turnover battle. A lot of times you can look at the turnover battle. Whoever wins that, a lot of times the team wins the game. That holds true again tonight.
Yeah. Well, we talk a lot with Coach Todd Thomas throughout the season, and one thing he always says before every game that he tells his guys, and especially he said it in the pregame interview with me today, limit mistakes. Honestly, all in all, there weren't all that many for the Indians, not many recognizable ones.
Well, that's when it goes back. It feels like they're huge, though. They matter that much more when the other team makes zero.
Exactly, yeah. But I think, and we talked briefly about it, going into next season, and, you're only going to lose 2 or 3 quality players who are seniors this year, but you're still going to have a quality football program because Johnston City, that's what they do. They always do. So going into next season, as they have done with their previous playoff runs, including in the semifinals a few years ago, you have to learn from your mistakes and build on them into next season, and I think that's what Todd Thomas is going to have to do with his team as each and every season progresses, and hopefully, eventually, making it to the state championship.
Looking for their first, yeah.
Yeah, we were hoping to maybe see that this year.
It's all right. It gives you something to shoot for. And,
right, exactly.
And we, as we were just in the break talking about the team that they played, Maroa-Forsyth, all the studs they got. A couple of coaches up here, a couple of spotters for me, even telling us the tight end, Grant Smith, who we talked about a lot. He's committed to go to Illinois to play football. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's playing football at a top 25 program. That's the talent that this place has.
And your
really impressive.
Yeah, your final score was 41-22, but when you have someone like Grant Smith on the field who's committed to a D1 school like Illinois, you can't, you got to give Johnston City credit for even being on the board. There's a lot of teams down here that they wouldn't even probably score anything against a team like that.
Comment they made, it's a shame there's only one ball.
Right.
Is what the gentleman on Maroa's staff that was up here as one of the spotters, because that's how many guys they got.
Right.
They are filled with all kinds of great ball players and a really, really good team. If you're going to lose to a football team, that's the type of team you'd want to lose to. They're that good. They're that good.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at, we don't have all the videos loaded just yet, but some of the videos of what we've seen in this game. Actually, you know what, before we do that, let's go ahead and do our Kemper CPA group, or give it a player of the game first.
Oh, wow, we're jumping all over. I don't even know where to go.
We're going to give it a player
I
of the
know
game.
I'm going to. It's pretty easy. He got the thing started. He got something at the end. I got to go with the young guy from Maroa, Mitch Williams. I don't have his total numbers, but, we weren't halfway through quarter one, and he already had, at a minimum, 71 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. He was all over the field. He was the first receiver to get into that offense for Maroa. They have a couple other studs. The Smith, Zach Smith, and they got the tight end, Grant Smith. Both those guys got going as the game went on. But it was Mitch Williams. He also had that 50-yard touchdown run mixed in with those long touchdown receptions. There's so many guys you could give it to. You could give it to Ryan Shepard, who had a really good game as expected. He threw the ball all over the place, picked Johnston City apart. But I'll go with Mitch Williams in specific because on his catches that he had in his run, he did all the work on his own. The one he was wide open, that was a gimme touchdown. But the other times he got the ball, he got it not too far past the line of scrimmage and went to work. So Mitch Williams will get the player of the game.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your Kemper CPA All right, so let's go ahead and start in the first quarter. This was the first touchdown of the game, Garrett.
Yeah, that's Mitch Williams, 41 yards out, 10:49 mark.
Another quick touchdown.
And then they went back. Look, making a move again. Mitch Williams again from 30 yards out.
And then
That made
after
it
that,
14 zip.
they continued.
25-yard touchdown run from the quarterback, Ryan Shepard. Then a 9-yard run after a blocked punt to make it 28 zip from the running back, Canton Wilson.
Then Johnston City, they answered with the last play of the first half?
They answered with the last play of the first half. 6 seconds left. That was following a 44-yard pass from Shepard to Smith to make it 34-0. Then the Koenig to Causey connection, 34-6 at the half. And then in the second half, we saw a 3-yard run from Hayden Burton to make it 34-14. Two-pointer was good. That was with 2:25 left in the third. That was that long drive in the third.
Yeah.
JC started with it. They didn't get in the end zone until 2 minutes. Maroa finally touched the football again. 31-yard from Weaver to get him in, to get Johnston City a score with 8:27 left in the fourth. That made it 34-22. And then the final score of the game, a 50-yard run from Mitch Williams. We talked about it. I think that's what you had queued up right there, the 50-yarder from Mitch Williams. So that was the final score of the game. 41-22, that's Kemper by the numbers.
All right, thank you, Garrett. And anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up here tonight?
No, a couple of downstate teams did advance to the championship. East St. Louis, they're going to the 6A title game. Belleville-Altoff, they're going to the 1A title game. Good football. Watch the football next Friday and Saturday. I think there's 4 games on Friday, 4 games on Saturday. They're televised. They're as hard as they make it to watch football the rest of the postseason.
Yeah.
In the IHSA, the championship game is pretty easy to find. So
just got to turn on the TV. Yep.
And so there's some good teams playing. Make sure you guys tune in next week. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. Glad I got the opportunity to call some ball games this year. A lot of good teams. We got to cover. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for the first year of our game of the week, I mean, being able to cover a team all the way to the semifinals is definitely pretty awesome to do, especially in a team like the Johnston City Indians, who are right here in Williamson County, right here near the central area of our coverage area. So we want to thank the Indians, the Johnston City School District, for being so courteous to us over the last few weeks and all season long. We want to thank Drew Smith on the sidelines for us, getting video, as well as Tony Kendrick, who's down there on the field with photography as well. So thank you to everyone who's joined us all season long, and another thank you to all of the teams who have made this WFCN Game of the Week broadcast possible all throughout the season. Until next season, we will see you later, and we'll see you next August for hopefully WFCN Game of the Week here on the Swinford Media Group. Until then,